talking to the senior coach of Forest Hill, Brett Shoulders, at quarter time. He'll be a happy man. They got the start they were after, Toopy.
They did, and as Brett just touched on it, it was just their pressure. Look, for 18 inside 50s to 9, it was all in South Belgrave's half of the ground for a good 70% of the quarter. But the Forest Hill blokes just kept coming in. What South Belgrave didn't do was clear themselves out there to create space to get that next possession.
And one thing, boys, yes, I just noticed that Lucas Appleby has gone to the bench, and to me he was limping. So we'll keep an eye, get the boys down the boundary to keep an eye on that.
Speaking of the boundary, let's cross down there thanks to Akira Urgent Care, because at the quarter time huddle with Dean Burnell was Andy Paolaci.
Yeah, well, listening to the South Belgrave camp, Dean Burnell was very calm, very influencing of his players to really attack the game. He attacked his forwards and said, "You're not working hard enough. You need to. The ball's getting out far too easily." Another thing that he said was he wants always that handball option out the back. That was a very critical message that he said. Been in the contest before, we've been in this situation. We know we can rise up to the occasion and deliver a victory.
And what occasion it is too. 17-point lead to the Forest Hill Football Club. The second quarter is about to get underway. There is a big crowd out here at Walker Park watching two great sides go at it. Braden Ingram, take us away in the second term.
Thanks, BWS. The umpire holds the ball aloft to begin the second term. Everyone's off the ground and we are good to go. It's thrown up in the centre. Nolte won it down. And that'll be South Belgrave that look to get the first clearance. Trying to break a few tackles was Stowe. Got it out, and now the ball inside 50. Bembo's there, but the mark's taken well there by Odermatt. Good to see him getting into the game early in this second term. He's taken it probably on a 45-degree angle, right on the 45 arc, so probably kick from 47. You think this shouldn't be too much trouble for him in terms of distance right in front of our broadcast position. On his way in, important start. They need one, South Belgrave, just to peg one back. Odermatt on his way in, starts it right. That's where it's going to stay. Comes back a little bit, but it is off to the right-hand side. South Belgrave had the first score of the second term. They are 1-4-10, trailing Forest Hill 4-2-26 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
They've pushed Benbow forward this 40 start of the quarter in a pocket, and he really needs to pick up. I don't think he had a touch in the first quarter there, so they need to get that run out of their little blokes. They're leaving too much to Stowe and Abba-Jabba at this stage.
So it'll be Jack Wensley, Forest Hill, to bring the ball back into play.
Boundary.
Cross down boundary side, thanks to Akira Urgent Care, Gav Casey.
You might notice the huge ground zone for South Belgrave. They've got Nolte just standing on his own at centre forward, so they've got to be confident on their zone.
Well, the kick from Wensley went out of bounds on the full, but the mark was taken by Sonnenberger anyway, and he kicks it into the forward pocket. Guess who? Towards the Benbow direction. He couldn't quite pull down the mark. Right on his hammer was Justin Pilcher, and we'll have a boundary throw in about 35 metres out from the South Belgrave goals.
Ray, have you noticed South Belgrave keep bringing the ball in round the flanks, too deep in the flanks, to my mind? Do you see anything differently? Or?
No, look, and the thing I noticed, Andrew, is it's very crowded again on the South Belgrave inside 50s.
Brown tried to break his way through a tackle, eventually got rid of the pill, but the umpire says we'll have a bounce, and Justin Cicluna just stamping his authority across the half back line for Forest Hill. Bacon's got the front spot, got the knockdown. That was good play. Drew came in, got a little handball away, breaking through and getting a handball out towards the Laws direction. He links up very nicely out there to the centre wing, and they're away Forest Hill, but it was a shank of a kick, and the big man Apps takes it across the wing position there, far side of Walker Park, kicks it up towards the half forward line. That was a decent looking kick too. The mark's been taken there by Perry. He was called to play on there. He had support in Appleby, and the umpire said he's been pinged. Advantage paid might be the go here, but instead it'll come across the half back line. So Forest Hill, the ball is in the arms of, well, number 27 is not on our team list this afternoon, so we'll get Gav to find out that one for us as the kick goes up towards the wing position. Condor went up, couldn't quite pull the ball down, and we'll have a bounce. 2.5 minutes gone, 16 points is the margin. We're in the second quarter here, and it is Forest Hill leading South Belgrave, so a few surprises early as the umpire threw it up. Laws goes in after it again. Eventually the ball spills out free. That is pretty good umpiring, just to continually ask the guys to keep the ball moving, but eventually we will have a bounce.
And Andrew, as a coach, that tackle by McPherson, who is that number 27, you're very happy when you see that, don't you?
That's right, yeah. Look, he's been a real blanket for them the last few weeks, and Getty went and picked up a lot smaller man and got onto him.
Odermatt on the left boot across the half forward line, drives it inside forward 50. It's a bouncing football. He wanted Zonneberger, he couldn't pull it in, and over the boundary line it goes. So 30 metres out from the South Belgrave goals. It seemed to be inside that arc so far already in this second quarter. So boundary throw in now. Front spot there, Odermack. Got it down. Bembo might get a little handball out here. Nicely done to Horton. Great centering kick by Horton to the top of the goal square where the big man Bacons comes out and takes a mark. Only from point blank range. He'll shoot from 20 and no doubt he'll kick South Belgrave second finally.
And Ben, that was as simple as there was more space around the contest. Then Bembo was able to give the handball back to Horton. It's real simple stuff. They've got to create that space.
Alex Bacons, he's had a fantastic year so far, 60 goals. He'd love to make it 61 and he does just that. South Belgrave get the first blood in the second term and that's their second goal on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. We've gone 4 minutes and they move to 2 goals, a 4-16. It's a 10-point margin, Forest Hill 4-2-26.
Yeah, I agree with what you said, Andrew. There was a lot more space around the contest and as you said, they were able to dish it off to an outsider player.
That is their first goal since the 1 minute mark of the first term. Abba Jabba kicked the goal in the first minute of the first term. They haven't kicked a goal for 33 minutes until that one. So Forest Hill have done a very good job. As we just see a bit of cloud cover come over the ground. It's a little bit cooler now. I'm sure, as we mentioned before, the players won't mind that. But it's back to a 10-point margin. And a tight tussle once again. We got a kick out of mid-air, came for Forest Hill, didn't really work, and Perry's got it on the left. It's going to be a bouncing ball, might favour Bambo. Tap, paddles it to himself. Could he kick one? Hit him in the face, got around it. Good tackle laid, and it spills out of bounds for a throw-in on the 45-metre arc. South Belgrave are charging.
Gee, their tackling's been fantastic today, Forest Hill.
Oh, absolutely. That was magnificent by Black. Then he absolutely smothered him.
It's crossed down boundary side to Gav Casey, thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
27 is Scott McPherson, 47 in your book, but 27 on the field today.
The ball came out, caught one in the back there. I think there was Taylor for South Belgrave. He'll get the ball. Don't know if he can make the journey. Probably have to kick it all of 50 metres. He wants someone short. A little stuttery, still a little stuttery. He's got a lead, and a mark is taken there very nicely by, it looks to be Aaron Sonnenberg. He's got it on a tight angle, tucked up against the boundary line, but he's inside the 45-metre arc here at the left of your radio dial at Walker Park, and he'll go back and try and kick South Belgrave's third.
He's really been presenting across that half-forward line.
He's actually been their target, if you've noticed. Sonnenberg's been their target most of the time.
So Sonnenberger on his way in, tucked against the boundary line on the right, starts right, and that's where it stays. So just one behind South Belgrave. They move to 2-5-17. Forest Hill 4-2-26 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 6 minutes played, second term.
I asked the question. David Taylor's got a mark on the 50. And look, he is an enormous kick. I would have loved to have seen him go for goal.
So Pilcher brings the ball back in. It was a nice little kick too. Got it away to Jared Fisher, who linked up his teammate up towards the wing position. The ball goes now. It looked like there was a wall of Saints there, and getting across and taking a good mark was Brock Ferguson. He might create and switch a play here because Jared Drew came on the ground and he's all by himself. He managed to get held up there by Michael Cardamone. So the kick goes up towards the half-forward line once again. Sonnenberger, but brilliantly fisted away by Tim Olorenshaw. Put his body on the line. He could feel him coming, and he has been in good form, Sonnenberger. So boundary throw-in, grandstand side, right in front of us here on the broadcast position as the umpire throws the ball in now. The ball went straight into the arms from the stoppage into Brown. He linked up there with Hallinan, broke a tackle on the left boot, kicks it to the top of the goal square. This might come back, but the mark's been taken by McPherson at the last line of defence.
He's been great down there.
He has been.
He has been very good.
He'd be in the best view on the ground at this point, Ray.
So McPherson, the short pass was on, although risky kick. It was knocked away there by Sincott, picked up there by Bembo. The caveman, have a shot on goal, Alex Bembo, and he pushes it to the right-hand side. So a let off there for Forest Hill. South Belgrave will be disappointed with that shot on goal. 7.5 minutes gone here in the second term, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, we are out to an 8-point lead. Forest Hill, the Saints are pegging it back. 4-2-26, plays 2-6-18.
Forest Hill, it's been a tough start in this second term. They're under much more pressure than the first term, and that's saying a fair bit because they were under a lot in that first quarter. Kick came out, mark was dropped, wouldn't mind finding the boundary line, and in the end it's run over the boundary line there by Dylan Sincotter.
To my reckoning, it's been 8 inside 50 to none. Sonnenberger's been the target, but he's leading too wide. He's got to come back a little bit more into play.
We've got a free kick going the way of Nathan Jamo. Cross down boundary sign for Akira Urgent Care, Andy Palechi.
Yeah, Sonnenberger actually pushed his direct opponent. It was Will Stoneham right into the fence, and the umpires awarded a free kick accordingly.
So Stoneham, thank you, Andy, played on. We got a downfield free kick as well.
Secluna got knocked after he got rid of the ball. Advantage paid though.
And they play on. They don't muck around. Ball's going to go inside 50 off Black's boot. High ball. Cardamone's there. Couldn't take it. In fact, it was Berger. Brought it to ground. They just need a stoppage here. Forest Hill comes out to Berger. Has to get it away. Just got it on the boot before he's wrapped up. Ball spills out to Taylor. High free kick will go the way of Forest Hill.
Oh, I thought Haley did really well then, but he just went on with it a little bit too much, probably 2 or 3 seconds.
And it looks to be in the hands of Berger, I think. He'll have the free kick close against the boundary line, just in front of the Powerade sign. 35 out on the far side of the ground. At the right of screen, this would be a huge lifting goal for Forest Hill because they haven't had any of the play in this second term.
This will be a real test for Berger. His kicking is the weak part of his game, so let's hope that he can put it through for his side.
So Berger taking his time, leans over the footy. Massive goal. It's only an 8-point lead, the 9-minute mark of this second term. Todd Berger on his way in. Oh. It's not bad. He's drilled it. What a great goal. And, well, they needed that one, Forest Hill. They just seem to find avenues to go at the moment. They are 5-2-32. South Belgrave at 2-6-18. 9 minutes played. Bendigo Bank scoreboard. And they just seem to kick goals when out of the blue here at the moment, too.
Well, we're talking 26 inside 50 to 10 for the game. So the first time they go inside 50 for the quarter, they goal. That's the difference. That
game came about because of very undisciplined play by the South Belgrave side. I think they're very uncomfortable with the position that they found themselves in right now.
Yeah, well, it's unfamiliar for them for teams to keep coming at them.
Great answer by the Forest Hill Football Club. The ball in the middle of the ground. They'll do it through Abba Jabber across the half-forward line. Here goes Odermatt, comes out and takes a mark about 55 metres out from goal. Now at full stretch, Lee Odermatt could put this goal through, and it looks to be like he'll go back and have a set shot.
This is the only way they look like scoring, though, too, where they get the quick clearance. Otherwise, if it's in open play, they just can't seem to find a mark inside the 50.
No, they can't. Odermatt's he's actually led to the middle, if you noticed. And the difference is he's gone to the right places.
Well, he's kicked 52 goals for the season. He can kick every bit of 60 metres. Have a look at that kick. Go straight through the middle. Lee Odermatt, stand up and applaud that kick. The quick answer by the South Belgrave Football Club reduces the margin on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard back to 8 points. We have gone 10.5 minutes, and it is Forest Hill 5-2-32. South Belgrave 3-6-24. Game on.
Right. Yeah, you're dead right. I think you're dead right there what you said, Andrew. What Odermatt is doing now, he's leading up the corridor rather than going wide.
Yeah, and what they've got to do is back it up with a second goal now, Ray. They've got to actually get in and capitalise on these opportunities.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Yeah, South Belgrave certainly hit the ground running in this second term. 8 inside 50s to 1.
Clark missed the footy there, the captain for Forest Hill. And South Belgrave, they're going to get it out of the centre clearance again, close to the boundary line, and it'll be seen over in the end. Couldn't grab clean position, the goal kicker in Lee Odermatt, and 60 out from the South Belgrave goal will have a boundary throw in. Great crowd assembled for this grand final. They're really getting into this one. It's a tough contest. Stone just got a little fingernail on it, but couldn't do much with it. Running into a tackle there as Jared Fisher got it out. Into another one there was Joe Griffiths, but they're finding the ball, paddling it forward. They've got it 20 metres into the centre of the ground. We've got a sling tackle, a free kick, and I think the umpire pointed the wrong way originally, but it is a Forest Hill free kick, and they've done well. I think it might have gone against Jared Drew for a bit of a harsh tackle, and with the footy it'll be Justin Cicluna. And a little bit slow to get up, but he just wants to find an option now. He's probably got the switch on if he wants. He's got...
no, it's Diego Duarte.
It's Duarte. I don't think Duarte wants to kick it. I think they've been quite smart there.
So he's
not the best kick in their side now.
And he's not feeling too good either, so he's going off.
So the ball has gone to Cicluna, and
Beautiful.
It's a great kick. It's sensational. Just put the jukes out very nicely to Dash Nold. He kicked two already. Centres the footy. He got a lead. Great marks taken. And they'll go back and try and kick their 6th of the afternoon. This is a stunning performance so far from Forest Hill. Can they keep it up though? They've only got the 8-point margin, but the ball in the hands of this man, Nathan Jamo. He's had a great game so far.
And Ash Noldy, the guy who delivered that ball to him, he's just so clean with his disposals.
From 47, Jamo on the way in. This will be another lifting goal. It's to the right-hand side. It won't make a distance in the end. It's punched through for a minor score. South Belgrave, they are 3-6-24. They trail Forest Hill, who are 5-3-33. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 12.5 played, second term.
So it'll be Tom Hallinan. He'll play it to himself here. Ran around the man on the mark. Nearly reached the 45 and kicked it up towards the half-forward line. That is a beautiful kick. Nicely knocked away by the Forest Hill backs into the middle of the ground. Picked up there by Taylor. God, it's been a shocker of a kick. Topped up there by Griffiths. So he'll just sell his own little bit of candy around Brown. Griffiths, it was a bit of a shank of a kick, but they'll be able to link up Jamo out on the wing position. He had fumbly hands, felt the pressure coming from behind, and over the boundary line it goes, and he shows a little bit of frustration as he goes over the boundary line. That was certainly not necessary, and he expect Brown to be given a free kick here. No, he copped one himself.
Jamo got pushed into the fence after the ball went out of bounds.
And it might be even 25 metres here, because back chat there by John Horton has not helped the cause at all. If it wasn't John Horton, it might have possibly come from the bench, because it was right in front of that South Belgrave bench.
I'll back Jamo to kick this, boys. He is a phenomenal kick.
Is this undisciplined? This isn't something we usually see from South Belgrave, is it? This is just them being rattled.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They're uncomfortable with the position they've found themselves in.
So Jamo, he's kicked 2 behinds. He'd love to be on the scoreboard, because he has been making a stand on this game across that half-forward line. Crosses the 45 now. That is a beautiful kick off the boot, straight over the goal umpire's head it goes. Jamo gets his first for the afternoon. Forest Hill get their 6th. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard at the 14-minute mark, it is Forest Hill 6 goals, a 3-39. It's back out to 15 points, boys. South Belgrave 3-6-24.
They've gone in 3 times for 2-1 so far, and Ray's right before. They are rattled, and they've got to respond better than this. They've been doing silly things.
Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care to Gav Casey.
Just one thing I've noticed is I don't have the umpire's numbers, but number 40 he's the one who's really looking on South Belgrave's tackles, and the harder the South Belgrave tackles, the more that Forest Hill are going in hard.
Forest Hill, they get the clearance. handball. He's been lively in the last couple of minutes. Griffiths found a couple of outlets and been able to get the ball towards the 50.
Ooh.
Crunched in a bit of a hit there was Cardamone. Got straight back up as he usually does. Ball out, and a couple of tackles laid came there from O'Neill. He's been good when he's laid one. Kick inside 50. Cardamone's lurking. Got him over the top. They've got numbers. Tackle laid there by Nolte. Kick to off the back goal. Wow, they have just hit a little bit of a surge here, and it is our man, Michael Cardamone. He's kicked his 53rd of the season. He's kicked, if I remember correctly, his 17th of this final series. He is having a sensational 3 weeks, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, they extend their lead. Forest Hill 7-3-45, South Belgrave 3-6-24.
And one of the main differences, in my opinion, boys, is there's not one Forest Hill player out there who is not prepared to put his body on the line.
No, they've been terrific. Look at little Black here on the wing. He's got some really important touches the last few minutes. Come through and linked up with other players, but again, it's the desperation, and he's matched up against Horton, who's been doing everything but that.
Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care, Andy Paolaci.
Yeah, there's 2 things, guys. The temperature has definitely dropped, as you suggested, so it is a little bit different out here. Another thing is South Belgrave really need to get Lucas Appleby in the game. He's had no influence, and in early matches in the final series, he's been dominating.
Well, Leo Demet was a little bit flary on the far side, couldn't take the mark, but he copped one in the back for his troubles. Quick to move on, swings around on that familiar left boot, kicks it to the forward pocket. Getting in there with Sonnenberger at the fall. The ball, the Zebras have 3 to 4 numbers, and they'll be able to run this one out of the half back line. Along the member stand we go now. The short pass is on, and a nicely neat mark taken there by Sinclair. Put his teammate under there, and Cardamone under an enormous amount of pressure, but he got crunched as usually he does, and it's not too. You wouldn't always like the big man Lucas Appleby falling on you, but the ball will be across the half back line here as we've got a blood rule at the moment. So coming off the ground there was Nick Pincott.
Ben again though, and right, the tackle was sloppy. Again, the tackle was sloppy.
But having said that, Andrew, the free kick was there, but Cardamone has the abilities just to drop his feet and get that head-high tackle.
It does.
Cardamone switches the play out towards the McPherson direction. He takes the mark. Short passes on, bouncing football out towards Wensley, linked up nicely there with Pilcher. He has a bounce. The blonde nut goes up towards the half-forward line. It was a beautiful-looking kick too, because the mark was taken by Nolte. The short pass inside forward 50. Oh, it fell out of the arms there of Kelty. Got a little handball away. Coming in there was Condor for the South Belgrave side. Apps is there to mop up the scraps. He gets the handball away to Hallinan. Now South Belgrave going to get another chance. The kick goes in towards the middle of the ground. It was a floating ball. Mark Shoulders, a cool head in a tough situation. He comes out, kicks it out towards the wing position, and Forest Hill get another chance.
So they're going to wind up and go long off the boot of Brendan Cincotta. High ball going to come to ground. Running through with Dylan Cincotta. High ball. The crowd erupts. It's not going to get there though. And cleaned up there at South Belgrave. Ball intended for and taken in the end by Kane Jeffries. Jeez, the crowd was up and about there for Forest Hill. They've got the ball in their supporters group towards the South Belgrave bench, and the mark easily taken there by Brad Condor, the big ruckman. He's got it in front of his bench. And what can the big ruckman do? It's kicked to a 3-on-1. Well, eventually, though, luckily, Odermatt put the pressure on and saw it out of bounds.
This is a dangerous 5 minutes of football coming up, gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, South Belgrave have got to get on the scoreboard now. just for their own confidence's sake.
This game is a sight to behold. Not many people here expected this performance from Forest Hill, but I tell you what, they've put one on so far. Griffiths just showed a great bit of composure, broke a couple of tackles, find his man in Tim Aileron-Shaw, and now going to head wide. Not the greatest hit. Nolty's got a bit of work to do. Missed him. Pushing up there is Appleby, trying to put some pressure on. Ball came out to Sincotta, and in fact it's Durate. He's got some work to do in there. Also is Tommy Hallinan, and he'll see the ball wrapped up just on centre wing.
That was good work back there by Appleby and Apps. They were the biggest, slower players, and they were able to keep it control. So
they were almost out, Forest Hill, but as you said, Super, they did well. Benbow ball didn't favour him, but they're going to get out. Handball bounced over the top of Odermatt's head. He's still in there trying to create some pressure. Over the foot is Jack Wensley. And he sees the ball up.
Let's cross down boundary side to Andy Powell, Archie.
Yeah, that blood rule, boys, just before was for Brock Ferguson, who just got a cut above the eye. And you'll notice when he comes back onto the ground that he'll have a very ominous Joel Selwood looking like headband.
Approaching time on in this second term. It's a 21-point lead to Forest Hill. Griffiths, I've really loved his work in the last 5 minutes. Came out to him, then out to Cardamone, got the high tackle, and it'll go the way of Oliver Renshaw.
Did you see the setup around the contest again? Forest Hill was set up far better around that stoppage again.
Went for Cardamone. Zal did well to get there. Punched it out towards the Bacon's direction. Cardamone followed up. He just keeps getting, or might have got a high one. And luckily,
the non-officiating umpires coming across here. And do you know what? It was a free kick.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he didn't need to. It was pretty stupid. The ball was out of bounds. Didn't need to do it. And they're giving away just stupid free kicks. Doesn't need to do that.
That's Bacon's. He's far too experienced to be doing that sort of rubbish.
It's frustration, Andrew. That's all it is.
The thing is, though, I mean, they're getting outplayed. They're only 21 points behind, boys. They're not 8 goals behind. They're a couple of kicks away from being back into this game, and just need to compose themselves heading into half-time. Cardamone heads to the wing. A good, strong mark taken by Nolte. He's got it. High ball. Who's it going to favour? In there is David Black. He's trying to rove it. Later tackle Aaron Horton, who got the ball away. Still, they can't seem to clear it out of this forward 50 here. South Belgrave will have a ball up. 40 out from goal.
And did you see then young Sincotta? He's 4 foot nothing, but he was out of that marking contest, but he put his body in there and just upset that South Belgrave player.
It's all the little things they've done so far. It's been terrific by them.
Tap out came long, and they'll just get a scrapping kick towards this broadcast side of the ground. What's he going to do? Odermatt did well, grabbed it, fell over. There should be a high tackle. Couldn't do much there, Jack Wensley, but he came over the shoulder. What are you going to do? He came over the shoulder. You got to award that. Odermatt's down and grabbing his head at the moment.
Boundary.
And going to cross down to Andy Paolici for Akira Urgent Care.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay, guys. I think it's a bit of an Oscar nomination that Odermatt's going for here. He'll be fine. So,
thank you there, Andy. He's caught up pretty quickly, Lee Odermatt. Had a very nice year. He's kicked 52 for the season, actually 53 after he kicked his first this afternoon. He's put it into the centre of the ground, found Jared Drew, and now it's with Apps, who's got it 70 out from goal. Got a lead, well smothered, and they'll get away if the ball favours them. It doesn't, but did well there in the end. Dylan Sincotta got the ball to half forward. No, he's got a park, can run in and kick from 40 if he wants. Takes his time, balances, lines up. He's got a lead in the square. In there, board to ground was Jamo, and they've got numbers, and they'll clear it away now, South Belgrave.
Kane Jeffries got the handball away to Drew, who just bangs it out of that danger zone. It was a smart kick as well because Liz is out there, takes the mark. They might switch the ball back into the middle here. Jeffries has made good space, kicks up towards the half-forward line. Nobody's home. McPherson had to sit there. It was knocked away from him by Jackson Woodward, and we'll have a boundary throw in about 50 metres out from the South Belgrave goal.
That was much better by South Belgrave in defence, and they showed some composure, brought it out the right way and quickly got it down this end. That's what they've got to get back to doing.
Umpire to bring the ball back in, and it'll be Condor going against Laws. Condor got a double-fisted down. That was okay. Abba broke himself through some traffic. Banged the ball to the hot spot, 20 metres out from goal. Bacons was in the front spot. Front and centre, Odermatt. Oh, he hit the post. It was on the inside of it as well. That was the goal that they were after. It goes through for one behind, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard at the 23.5-minute mark of the second term, Forest still leading this one 7-3, 45, 20 points ahead of South Belgrave.
Pilcher's got it, heads to the far side of the ground. Odermatt beginning to miss some opportunities. Kicked 1 of 3 now today. Looks the most lively of the South Belgrave forwards, but just needs to kick a few more. Into the centre of the ground. It's a risky kick. It's a poor kick. Turnover, and they've got it through Tommy Hallen and South Belgrave. 70 out. What are they going to do? Probably not too many flooded back, and that's a good decision. Goes long out the back's Odermatt. He might just sit in his lap. Well punched through, though. Came over the top. And to be one behind, did well in defence in the end at Forest Hill. They are 3-8 26 South Belgrave, Forest Hill 7-3-45, 23 minutes played, second term Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Justin Pilcher, he goes short. Griffiths in the back pocket now. And they wouldn't want to change their game plan, Forest Hill, and try to hold the ball up, because you'd expect there still to be 5 minutes or so as the short pass is on, and he spots up David Black. So we're still about 30 metres out from the South Belgrave goals. The big man Jared Fisher's made space across the half back line, but the longer option is the way to go, and why wouldn't you go down towards the wing position? Big fly there at the back of the pack, couldn't pull it down, the big man Laws. Speaking of big man, Appleby went in, he got dispossessed. Apps comes in to lend a hand, nicely scooped upon there by Pincott. Bouncing football just didn't favour Nolte, but coming in, laying a fantastic tackle, the captain Ryan Clark, and you'd expect nothing less, and over the boundary line it goes, true centre wing position. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern. 24 minutes gone in the second term. A 20-point lead to Forest Hill as the ball comes down to Brown. He kicks it up and under, kick up towards centre half forward. Odomat was under the ball. It was nicely mocked away there by Jack Wensley. He got a little handball away. Abba might scoop onto this. Handball over the top. Oh, he linked up well at going out wide. There was Lizza. He was dispossessed of the football. Great tackle there by Griffiths. Going in, Bacons got down low, putting his head over the ball. There was Stowett, nearly got absolutely ripped off, but the umpire said it was fair, and we'll have a bounce about 50 metres out from the South Belgrave goals.
One thing South Belgrave have improved on this quarter, I think they're better around the clearances than they were in the first quarter and a half.
They are, Ray, but they've still got to make sure they get...
Odomat was very clever to Bembo, and it was a fantastic tackle, but standing strong was Bacon over the line. Has it gone through for a goal? It's been played to be touched by Pilcher. No, it's a goal. Fantastic goal there by Alex Baker. South Belgrave narrow the margin back to 14 points. Have we got on a game on our hands out here at Walker Park today? Bendigo Bank scoreboard at the 25-minute mark of the second term. It is Forest Hill 7-3-45. They are leading by 13 points. South Belgrave 4-8-32.
Two questions. I thought Nick Pincott had Benbow cold, and I honestly thought that was touched on the line. Your thoughts?
I think it was touched on the line. It would only be controversial in my role, but yeah, it looked like he got a hand to it before it went through.
Dan Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Well, hopefully that goal for South Belgrave lifts a bit of frustration this quarter. 10 free kicks to Forest Hill to South Belgrave 3.
Back in the centre. Nolte over the top, but South Belgrave almost had the clearance. High ball was a slinging tackle against Forest Hill, and they will get the free kick in the centre of the ground here, South Belgrave. What are they going to do? They've got a lead, got Odomat. He's just come a bit of a presence about him in the last 10 minutes.
Wow.
He's taken a great mark on the second grab, and from 55, he'll have no worries reaching the journey. You wouldn't have thought.
Same spot he kicked it from last time.
He's got Appleby on a lead, and he's like, nah, I'm going to go back and slot this myself. He's already kicked 53 this season. He's kicked 3 behinds today. And
he's definitely kicked a goal.
Sorry, I didn't mention the goal. He kicked 1 goal 3. So he has kicked 1 today.
Stay with the positives.
Exactly. Odomat on his way in, launches it. It's got the distance, but it's just the one side. In fact, it doesn't. It's kept in on the line there. Falls in the arms of Condor. Handball out. Got almost tunneled there was Ferguson. With 35 out from the South Belgrave goal, and it's seen over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Yeah, he's certainly... Odomat's movement the last few minutes has been... it'll be a worry for Forest Hill if he's doing that, because he's looked all over it. He's up now.
Wensley's been very good, but he needs support.
Yeah, he does.
Back in, ball came out Abba. Got the handball out. Free man should be able to kick one from here, and they do. It's a great goal. It's Matt Lizza who has kicked it, and South Belgrave a little bit of resurgence in the last probably 5 minutes of the second term. They now just waiting for the scoreboard. They are 5-8-38. They trail Forest Hill, who are 7-3-45, 27-minute mark Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Gee, they've come hard in the last few minutes, Ray.
They certainly have, and as Andrew said, Odomat's presenting up there, and as I said, Wensley's done a job on him, but they need someone else. I would drop someone back there in front of Odomat for the rest of this quarter, Andrew.
Yeah, you should. Coming into the last couple of minutes of the quarter, you just want to make sure he doesn't get away if they get it through there.
7 points is a margin. Ferguson went up in the ruck, got the knockdown. Odomat on hands and knees, somehow got a handball out nicely there to O'Neill. On the left boot, kicks out towards the wing position, creates a foot race here, grandstand side, going after and copping one almost in the back there, Mark Shoulders. The umpire comes in and pays it. So, he definitely did the smart thing, got rid of the ball. He knew he had someone on his hammer. So Mark Shoulders, you'd expect him to go maybe the longer option, but they do have a few players who are short. So just holding the ball up here, probably the smart option. So Dylan Sincotta had a good first half. Looking to spread the ball across. Instead, he's been told to go long there by Nick Pincott. He was indecisive the whole time there, Sincotta, and he'll be disappointed with that disposal. Over the boundary line and out of bounds it goes on the full with the big man in Brock Ferguson to bring the ball back in. Wrapped up like a mummy after going off with the blood rule. That is an absolute shocker of a kick. In there was Duarte. He got a little fist on the ball. Pincott now on the left boot. Goes inside forward 50. The kick wasn't too flash on, but his intended target was Jamo. Geez, you're a class player, Jamo, and he dribbles the ball through. Forest Hill get the answer, and they stretch their lead back out to 13 points. We're almost at half time here. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 28 and a half minutes gone, and Forest Hill are 8-3-51. South Belgrave 5-8-38.
And the way Jamoa picked that ball up, it was silky smooth, and he just sidestepped an opponent, Andrew. It was fantastic.
It was terrific. He kept his feet with traffic coming at him from either direction. It was a terrific goal. Again, they've gone inside 50 half a dozen times this quarter, and they've gone and kicked 4 goals again. Their efficiency is terrific.
Back in the centre, flying over the top was Ash Nolte. Didn't actually get much of a hand on the footy in the end. It's a secondary ball up. And that ends the half-time siren. What a cracking first half of this Division 4 Shoes Tap Grand Final out here at Walker Park. It's South Belgrave trailing Forest Hill. Forest Hill are 8-3-51. The Saints are 5-8-38 and a 29-minute quarter. The goal kickers in this game so far, Cardamone, Nolte and Jamo all have 2 for Forest Hill with singles to Brenton Sincotta and Todd Berger. And for South Belgrave, doubles only. Alex Bacon, he has 2. And singles to Kim Abajaba, Leo Matt and Matt Lizza.
Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern. What a ripper first half it was. What a brilliant second half it shapes to be. Ben Waterworth will be back to host the halftime High Shared show. And Peter Frosty Baird, will be bringing us an up-to-date halftime report from the big match out at Bayswater Oval between Vermont and Noble Park. We'll be back in just a few moments. Hope you're enjoying your day.
Oh, what's wrong? Chipped tooth. I know I should do something about it, but dentists are so expensive.
It is.
Not all of them. Box Hill Family Dentistry isn't, and because they're part of the Whitehorse Community Health Centre, you're supporting the community too. Affordable? Really?
Affordable quality dental care for the whole family is now available with detailed treatment plans, so there are no hidden costs, and you can even claim your private healthcare fund rebate on the spot. Go to boxhillfamilydentistry.com.au. Station sponsor.
Boys, we're at the bottom of the ladder, but that's okay. It's part of my cunning plan to make a late run at the premiership.
Coach, the finals have started and we didn't make it. Maybe we left our run too late.
I knew I should have got a breeze tag so I'd be fully awake when I got here each week. Better get one before cricket season begins.
Get a breeze tag and use Eastlink, the quickest way to get around Melbourne's east. Arrive fresher, play better. Eastlink, it's time better spent.
Desperately need budget-friendly windows? Visit T&B Discount Window Warehouse. We'll have the right solution for you. T&B has new and surplus windows to suit any budget needs, and you'll still have spare change to finish off your renovation. Visit T&B's new Superstore. Unit 4 116 to 118 Canterbury Road in Kingston. T&B Discount Window Warehouse. Part of the EAL and AW Window Transport Group. Your number 1 in window transport.
Call 1300 075 038. Program sponsor.
Had an accident on the field? Head straight to Ikira Urgent Care for immediate medical treatment, and you won't have to wait. For a maximum of $75, we'll treat your broken bones, sprains, strains, cuts, or any other game day injuries. Walk in at 157 Scoresby Road, Baronia, or call us on 9839 3333. That's 9839 3333. Ikira Urgent Care. We have you off the sidelines in no time. Station sponsor.
For all things EFL, The Huddle.
Good evening, Eastern Football League lovers. One of the punishments is you've got to get a spray tan the Friday night before a game.
Oh, nice.
Wash all the jumpers. And also, here's Glenn Archer. Welcome to the program tonight. G'day, Glenn.
Hey, guys. How you going?
He's up to Dino. He's winning the league BNF, our BNF.
How much longer we've got to see Stewie Wine going around in the Eastern Football League?
Probably about 1/4.
6 p.m. every Wednesday on 98.1 Radio Eastern.
Own a smartphone and love the Eastern Football League, and the EFL mobile web app is a must for you. Go to m.efl.org.au to access fixtures, results and ladders for all EFL grades. You can also receive live around-the-ground scores every Saturday afternoon right from the front of your home. And contribute to the mighty EFL forum while you're online. Download the EFL mobile web app today. go live and local for your footy this season, right from the palm of your hand. For all the latest news and information on the Eastern Football League, make sure you check out our website, www.efl.org.au.
Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
Yes, half-time out here in the Division 4 Choose Tap Grand Final between South Belgrave and Forest Hill. And, well, I don't think we expected this result at half-time. Well, certainly Forest Hill being in front. And the Zebras at half-time doing it very, very nicely. They lead 8-3-51 to South Belgrave 5-8-38. It's a 13-point ball game with Forest Hill leading not quite comfortably. They certainly were on top at quarter time and have done a very nice job in that second term just to stem the flow of South Belgrave, even though they did challenge. Dan Campbell, Paul Simicides and Andrew Toop joining me to have a look at this one. We'll go to Dan Campbell first with some stats that matter from the second quarter and the first half. DC?
Yeah, certainly. South Belgrave certainly came hard in that second quarter. Not able to transfer it to scores, of course, on the scoreboard. Inside 50s that quarter for South Belgrave, 11 to Forest Hills 9, and 29 inside 50s for the game for South Belgrave to Forest Hills 18, so dominating in that area. And, of course, in the centre clearances as well. South Belgrave on top in that area, 10 for the match, 4 to Forest Hill, 7 that quarter for South Belgrave, of course, and marks inside forward 50. It's all even at the moment, but 3 of those marks inside 50 for South Belgrave coming in that second quarter as well. So interesting stat there. But free kicks for the game. I mentioned before, you just sense the frustration creeping into the South Belgrave Footy Club side. They seem to be in a bit of an unfamiliar position. Well, 20 free kicks to Forest Hill and 12 to South Belgrave. A lot of those have been out of frustration. And of course the hit-outs, South Belgrave certainly dominating in this area at the moment. 33 hit-outs for the match to Forest Hill 15. 13 hit-outs that quarter to Forest Hill 6.
Great work, Dan Campbell. All thanks to Yarra Valley Water. Be smart, choose tap, DC Sting, all over it in a statistical point of view, and from an analysis point of view, Andrew Toop's been all over it, and so has Paul Simicides. Looking at this one, Toopy, did you expect this at half-time? See Forest Hill really take it up to South Belgrave today?
I think a lot of us thought that Forest Hill would come out in the first quarter and really pressure them, because that's what they did to Ferntree Gully last week. They smothered Ferntree Gully early on, and then as Ray said in the pre-match, you'd thought they'd wear them down over the course of the game. Well, that hasn't been the case. A couple of the stats that Dan had there, 29 inside 50s to 18. So South Belgrave have had a whole lot of the footy, but they've had it under enormous pressure nearly every time. Except when they got it to Ottomat, when he got himself free a couple of times, it wasn't coming in cleanly. Sonnenberg was leading too wide and dragging it out there, and given their ruck dominance as well, what Forest Hill have done well, first and foremost, is around the stoppages. They've set up very well. They've always had someone out the back to at least clear it away. When they've run the ball out of defence, Pilch has been really good at moving it out. Their tall defenders, McPherson, Wensley, they've been smothering away well. They've been good. They've moved on the ground. Black's been good across the wing with some very important little touches. And when they've gone forward, across half forward, Nolte's been terrific. He's got better and better as the game's gone on. And of course, Jamu's been a real jack in the box with the way he's run around there. So it's the sum of their parts so far, and that's what's been important. It's the sum of their parts. Whereas South Belgrave relied on Abba-Jabba to sort of guts it forward. Hallinan's been consistent, but he's actually been good, but he needs to be very good for his side. And Ottomat, he's looked dangerous the whole time. I think he kicked 1-3 with one other that didn't make the distance. So again, they've played some good footy, but they're not. This is unfamiliar to them in the sense that their opponent keeps coming at them, and that's why, as you touched on, and Paul said it well. People are going, oh God, they're pushing back at us here. So rather than getting fair dinkum, they're getting angry. Well, no place for that in the grand final.
Yeah, well, they actually gained control of this game in the second quarter. They were able to kick the first 2 goals after quarter time, and I sort of thought, oh, hang on a minute, this might be it. They might just flex their muscles now, go into half time, a couple of goals in front, and go from there. But they're a little bit ill-disciplined. They gave away a couple of free kicks for just stupid stuff like pushing Forest Hill blokes into the fence and high tackles and back chat to the umpire, which really sort of allowed the Zebras to get back on another one of those mini rolls, which put them back out. I think they got out to 21 points at one stage. We got back to 7, and then they got back to 13 before half-time. So this game certainly has ebbed and flowed, which suits the Zebras. The longer the Zebras can hang on and disallow South Belgrave from really getting on top, then the more chance they are to really last this one out the full 4 quarters and eventually maybe bring home the eternal glory.
I was interested what our guys on the boundary said in the first quarter of the way Dean handled things at quarter time, and he went out there and relayed to his guys in a calm manner, look, we've been here before, we know what to do. I don't think any message will be any different at half-time, I might add, but what he'll be saying to the guys is now it's time to perform, fellas. You know, we've got through the preliminaries, you know, those silly things, you know, put them aside. Let's get back to keeping our forward line open, setting up properly around stoppages, take advantage of our ruck dominance, because it is dominance. When we get it in the forward 50, don't everyone go charging in there, stay out of there, back yourself in what you've been doing all year. Don't change just because of what's happened. And Forest Hill, exactly the same. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Their desperation has allowed them to be so efficient once they've got forward to the middle of the ground. Like, to have a return of 8-3 from 17 or 18 inside 50s, that's a terrific return, and they've got to keep that going.
And then the other side of the coin, South Belgrave have kicked 5-8, so they're continually wasting their chances up forward. You mentioned Odermatt had the 5 shots on goal, only got 1 goal to show for it. I mean, it's stupid to suggest that the South Belgrave players are out there thinking about grand finals past and final series past, but I just feel as though internal pressures are really weighing on the South Belgrave side as much as the pressure on the football from the Forest Hill side. It's sort of coming at them from both angles at the moment.
Yeah, what do we say? It's always played above the head, isn't it? So it doesn't matter how good you are, how big you are, all those sorts of things, it is played above the head. And so far, Forest Hill have been the teams above the head in the game.
One player who's really stood out to me, who's really thrived on the big stage, is Nathan Jamo. Just a couple of the little things. That last goal just before half-time was an absolute beauty, really lifting his side. He's a star at Tupi in Division 4 and really looks like he's enjoying the big stage.
I think the best thing Brett did to him this year was pushing forward up onto the wing at some point during the year, because now he's had that flexibility of going forward and getting a bit of a run at it, because he's actually a running player. He just takes a mark. He when the ball gets in front of him, he's that dangerous.
Exactly, and it's a good point, because early on we looked at Jamo and we thought, oh, he's a pretty good young footballer. He's probably got the 1 string to his bow, maybe the 2 strings. And now he's on the wing and he's able to get the footy in that central part of the ground. He's a bloke with many feathers in his cap who can do multiple roles on the footy field. And the first 15 minutes of this game, he was best on ground by a mile. If he's not best on ground at the moment, it'll be another one of his Forest Hill mates up forward, maybe like Ash Nolte, who's really making the play about 30 to 60 metres out for the side. Him and Nolte and Cardamone, the 3 forwards, and even Berger, the 4 sticks up forward for Forest Hill, are really troubling the South Belgrave defence. Todd Burley looks as though he's trying to do it all by himself at the moment. He doesn't have a lot of mates who are cutting off this footy in the air.
No, I thought Taylor's been pushed up and been playing through the middle there, and he's been quite good for South Belgrave, even though a couple of his touches have been uncustomarily poor in terms of delivery. And the small defenders have been okay, but again, it's what happens is everyone's getting sucked up the ground, then the ball's pushed forward, and there's so much space in front of him, and that's where Nolte's been dangerous. His touches, as you said, in that 30 to 60 minute, they've all been good, and he's hit targets.
Let's go. Let's just get our attention off this game for the time being. Let's head out to Bayswater Oval for the Division 1 preliminary final. And Peter Frosty Baird is out there at Bayswater Oval, just sitting in luxury up on the balcony. Frosty, I've just understood that Noble Park has taken the lead for the first time today.
And he extended that lead. The Bulls are currently out to 11-point lead and look full of running. They're going to have another set shot on goal now. Brett Dawes having another shot.
Wow.
But Noble Park are all over Vermont at the moment. They've kicked 8 of the last 9 goals in this game. They gave Vermont a 35-point start, and they've just finished all over them. They've been able to open them up with run and spread through the corridor. Guys like Luke Smith, Suey Kemperman, Craig Anderson, Tyson Mitchell have all got involved, and Tim Harper's playing a game to absolute die for Noble Park. They came out, they looked really flat in the first quarter. Vermont kicked the first 5 goals of the game, and we were thinking how far Vermont. Justin Van Noonen looked damaging up forward. Then a couple of really important moves. Nick Fogarty moved Stuart Kemperman to a half-forward flank, and put Bo Cosson as a centre-half forward, and that really provided the spark for him. Brett Gore went into the ruck. And the story of the game is Noble Park has just come all over Vermont since that point in time. And one of our favourites in the EFL Media Team, one of our media team members, Wayne Brack, is saying it's now the season on the line for the Vermont Football Club. It's the day of reckoning, he described that. Because Vermont, they looked good things, but they've been severely challenged in this game now, and it's going to be a real test of how they can respond. Their captain, Ryan Mullen, spent a fair amount of time off the ground with what appears to be quite a serious hip injury. So things are starting to unravel at the seams a little bit for Vermont, but we all know what a quality side they are, and it's going to be a real test for their intestinal fortitude whether they can come back from this position. They're currently down by 11 points. The scores Vermont 9-4-58 to Noble Park 10-9-69.
Beautiful. Great report from you, Peter Baird. Paul Mercedes, a question from you?
Just a quick one, Frosty. Obviously, you tipped the Bulls on the Friday preview, and I can almost see your head wobbling from here as they just kick on here in the third quarter, obviously doing a fantastic job. We were worried about where the goals would come from for the Noble Park side. You mentioned Brett Dorr. Are there any other blokes that are bobbing up forward at Bayswater Oval there?
Yeah, Bo Cosson coming back into the side this week. He's kicked 3 goals in the first half. Matt Dunham's probably been their main focal point. He's kicked 2 as well. And he's just taken another goal. Mark right in the goal score. He'll go back and put this one through to extend the Noble Park lead back to 17 points now. And don't forget, they came from 35 points down at the 15-minute mark of the second term.
Yeah, and just quickly, obviously Ben Moran-Smith tipping Vermont. Do you have anything to say to BWS, a message I should pass on to him?
Oh, mate, I'll tell you, I might have been a bit out of line. I picked Noble Park by 63 points in this one. I don't think they'll win by that much, but this is a fantastic effort here at the moment, and they're out by 17 points. BWS knows his footy. Vermont were very gallant, and look how far Vermont in that first half. It's going to be a test to see how they respond in the second half.
Yep.
In the second half of this third term and in the final quarter.
Great work, Frosty. Look forward to hearing your full report in the BGC Bayswater Post Match show tonight.
No worries at all, mate.
Peter Baird joining us there around the grounds at Bayswater Oval. Thanks very much to Paul Mercedes for your work, and of course DC and Andrew Toop. You'll hear him straight after the break here on the Pie Shed halftime show. All thanks to the Pie Shed. Mark Phelan and the team do a great job at 295 Canterbury Road in Bayswater. If you're looking for a pie, looking for a baker next year, any club's looking for a baker, get in touch with Mark and the team at the Pie Shed, 295 Canterbury Road in Bayswater. Let's take a break, and we're set for a big second half of the Division 4 Choose Tap Grand Final. It's Forest Hill by 13 points over South Belgrave. A big call the second half coming up right after this here on EFL Game Day.
What's wrong? Chipped tooth. I know I should do something about it, but dentists are so expensive. Not all of them. Box Hill Family Dentistry isn't, and because they're part of the Whitehorse Community Health Centre, you're supporting the community too. Affordable? Really?
Affordable quality dental care for the whole family is now available with detailed treatment plans, so there are no hidden costs, and you can even claim your private healthcare fund rebate on the spot. Go to boxhillfamilydentistry.com.au. Station sponsor.
If you want to be a champion in the finals like me, when I used to play for Doncaster, you've got to learn to listen to the ball.
Hi, I'm the ball. It's 20% off to travel on Eastlink on weekends with a car tag. Get to the game quicker and fresher.
That was you doing the ball's voice, Coach. I saw your lips move.
What do I look like? Jim Henson?
Get a breeze tag and use Eastlink, the quickest way to get around Melbourne's East. Arrive fresher, play better. Eastlink, it's time better spent.
It can be difficult booking an appointment with your GP when you need medical care urgently. But at Akira Urgent Care, Australia's first walk-in medical and emergency clinic, you don't need an appointment and you don't have to wait. Walk in at 157 Scoresby Road, London, or call us on 9839 3333. That's 9839 3333. Akira Urgent Care. We'll have you off the sidelines in no time. Station sponsor.
For all the latest news and information on the Eastern Football League, make sure you check out our website, www.efl.org.au.
Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
Well, welcome back to Walker Park out here at Mitcham for the Division 4 Choose Tap a Grand Final. Both sides have re-entered the arena. We're just getting rid of the... Well, we're not getting rid of the children. We're asking the children to vacate the ground so we can get underway in this second half. And what a first half it actually was too. Forest Hill go in at half-time, 13 points ahead. 8 goals, 3-51. They've been kicking accurately. South Belgrave, on the other hand, they have 5 goals, 8, and they are 38. So they've actually had more scoring shots, the South Belgrave Football Club, but just can't manage to find the big sticks, Toopy.
No, they can't. And we've talked again, you know, the better part of 30 inside 50s to less than 20, and they're up there by 13 points. And, you know, to have 8-3 from 17 or 18 inside 50s, like I said before, it's a terrific effort. And that's a credit to how they've set up once it's gone forward. They've been more desperate, more efficient, right? And they're inspired. They're inspiring each other. You can see the push that they're placing on each other. And it's been a wonderful performance so far.
Ray Baird, how long can Forest Hill sustain this?
I think they can sustain it for the rest of the game, really. I mean, I look at that quarter, it was 4-5 to 4-1, but as you said, a mammoth extra inside 50s for South Belgrave, but Forest Hill, they just did everything better. They tackled better, they harassed better, they chased better, they lowered their eyes when they did go into that forward 50. It wasn't very often, but when they did, they got the results. And look, I just think that I'll say that if Forest Hill are in front at three-quarter time, I think they will win.
Well, it's dubbed as the Premiership Quarter, the third term, and we are about to get underway for what is sure to be an unbelievable last hour of football in season 2013. It is Forest Hill leading it by 13 points. Third quarter about to get underway. Here's Braden Ingram.
1984 is the last time Forest Hill won a premiership. They have a chance here. They lead by 13 points at half-time. They have 2 quarters of football to sustain it. And South Belgrave, well, we know they're going to come hard. Zal was able to bring it to ground for South Belgrave out of the ruck. Came into the hands there of Brown. Got wrapped up in a tackle. Got a high one in the end. And as a matter of fact, it's going to go the way of Forest Hill. So they've got it in the centre of the ground. And they'll have the first opportunity to drive it forward and really... again, just keep that pressure up. It's gonna go high off Ryan Clark's boot, and plenty of Haley brought it to ground. South Belgrave had plenty of flyers, had to get it away quickly. There was Ronan Laws for Forest Hill. Ball came out, good handball, wrapped up in a tackle. There was Cardamone, got one high, happy to play on. Probably didn't mind that one. Now they're gonna have to be a little careful here, and it's not a great kick. It's a horrible kick. And free kick for Forest Hill out on the full. Not really great composure to start this third term for South Belgrave.
He's had a lot of the football, Abba Jabba, but a lot of times he's also blazed away.
Yeah, and it's consistent with his game. This is what he does. You've got to get better at using the footy. This has been something that's gone on for some time now with him.
Justin Cicluna took his time, goes high, 30 metres out. Cardamone stays down, probably copped one high in the end. Nolte umpire let it go. Apps has got it through a chain of handballs, goes high. It's a turnover. Dylan Sincotta takes the mark. It's going to come straight back in. Got a couple of leads off half forward, but happy to slow it down at the moment. Nolte's back to his feet, no worries. He's calling for it. Got a short instead, almost chopped off. Couldn't get a full hand on it. Grivis is there trying to get in there, as of course is Stoneham, and in the end, it'll be a boundary throw-in. We've played a minute and a half in this first term. No side yet to score. First score is going to be pretty crucial in going towards to determine this game. Both ruckmen got a tap on it, fisted away. Brown wasn't great. Sincotta whacked it high on the boot. It's going to be brought to ground. Letting the chase for Forest Hills. Berger taps it to himself. Going to happy to be see it over. They try and keep it in, but they'll be happy. That'll be out of bounds here, South Belgrave. Next to the right hand behind your post, the left of your radio dial will have a boundary throw in. Back in. Zal got it. Big tackle laid there. Looked to be on Cardamone. Be a ball up once more.
Slow start.
Yeah, but that's falling into Forest Hill's hands. I think that, the big thing Forest Hill would have been afraid of at halftime is for South Belgrave to come out here and go bang, bang, bang.
Umpire throws it up. Zal over the top, going to hand up and kick out of mid-air. Might land out of bounds on the full. And it does in the end, so not a great kick, and they give the ball up, and it is in the hands of Harry O'Neill.
So O'Neill switches it across, nicely taken there by Abba Jabba. On the right boot now, spears a pass out towards the Burley direction. He might be able to take off now. Does so, kicking the ball up towards the Bacon's direction, straight over the top of his head. The ball went. Wensley was there to mop up for Forest Hill. Terrific play. Now the ball searches up towards the half-forward line, front and centre. Brilliant. Dylan Sincotta on the left boot. His kick was a shank, and cutting across and taking a good mark was Brock Ferguson. So with that awkward-looking kicking style, switches the play and finds Kane Jeffries. Back pocket now for South Belgrave. They'll use the far side of the ground. Lee Odermatt presents. The kick goes in that direction. It bounces up for him. Right on his hammer there was Nolte. On hands and knees coming in to lend some support was Matty Lizzer. And over the boundary line it goes. But it looks to be there'll be a free kick to Lee Odermatt, who cocked one while he was on the ground. He had a terrific first half, Lee Odermatt.
He did. And he was getting going at the end of the second quarter. But what they don't want is him so far up the ground. They want him around that half-forward area where he's so dangerous.
Well, the kick went towards the Zal direction. Everybody left at home, and Laws goes in, the big man, to lay a tackle and will have a bounce as Hallinan hands it back to the umpire, almost true in the middle of Walker Park here. Zal, big fist away, gained every bit of 10 metres, nicely picked up there by Sincotta, has enough time, has the poise, short passes on, finds the big man Laws. So Forest Hill on the wing position now. The kick goes into the middle of the ground. It's a risky kick. Had the front spot there was John Horton, and he stood strong and had good jukes to pull that one down because they were closing in on him. Kicks it out towards the Odomat direction. He switched to the other side of the ground this time. Takes the mark. Ferguson might be able to be the recipient over the top here. Instead, Odomat goes for the longer option towards Appleby. Stands in front. Nicely done there by Ryan Clark. He got dispossessed of the football. Mark Shoulders goes in on hands and knees. He's wrapped up by Bacons, and who's also asking the question, has he held it too long? But the umpire said we'll have a bounce 40 metres out from the Forest Hill goals, from the South Belgrave goals I should say. It's the umpire now throws the ball up. Came out towards the Hallinan direction. Appleby might have been holding there. The kick came out there by Brown on the left boot. Goes to the top of the goal square. Nicely fisted away there by McPherson. Bouncing football. Leo Odomat will be the first one for the Saints to pick up this one. On the left boot. He's a clever footballer, but he pushed it wide and out of bounds on the full. The ball goes. So back forward pocket for the South Belgrave Football Club. They're still trailing by 13 points. We have not had any scores kicked so far in this third term.
He's covered enormous ground so far, Matt. He's virtually zigzagged across the ground. So he's looking to lift his side, but as I said before, I reckon Dean would like to see him across half forward, presenting a consistent option rather than having to work so far up the ground to get the footy.
Toby, what do you do about him? I mean, he's clearly the most influential player for South Belgrave at the moment. Who's going to go to him? How do you stop him?
Oh, we think, Wensley's been committed, and that's what you need half the time. Like, he hasn't got away from him yet, but yeah, I'm sure that Brett's got to keep that in the back of his mind that he could explode at any moment. But again, if he's having to get the ball all the way up here, any coach's I'd rather have him getting in the back half of the ground or through the wing rather than that dangerous area, 60 out.
Yeah, you're right, Tippy. Wensley's been very good on him, but I think that Wensley just needs a little bit of support at times from his teammates.
It was Shoulders who brought it out of defence, went long. It's gone out for a boundary throw-in. Eventually it's come back in. Zal brought it to ground. He's been very strong in the hit-outs today, won plenty of them. And Tim Olorenshaw wrapped up in a tackle for a ball up. Centre wing position, sensational crowd here for this Tuesday Up Division 4 Grand Finals, and they've seen a really tight, close-knit one so far. Zal brought it over the top, almost bounced into the arms of Horton. Couldn't take it though. Wrapped up his Sincotta, going to have to get it out. Got it on the boot, did well. And they just need to grab clean possession. They do. They can bring it inside 50. Got it on the lead. Trying to put a bit of a push in there was Berger. Couldn't. But a good mark's taken in defence.
Well done, Burley. As he kicks it up towards the wing position. Out comes Leo Odomat, streaming out in front. He's already taken a few marks in this third quarter as the kick goes up to the wing position. It came out towards the direction of Pincott. On the left boot now, squeezed to kick out. That was okay. It worked out well for Justin Cicluna, the vice skipper. So he has the ball almost across the half-forward line. It's 2 kicks away from goal. The kick goes in towards the Nolte direction. Again, at the front of the ball, who's going to be front and centre? Also in there is Jamo. Ball bounces towards the boundary line. That almost could be paid deliberate. The umpire said no. Down the Forest Hill end as well. So it'd be handy for them if they could manage to put one through here. It's the umpire to bring the ball back in. Nolte will go up in the ruck against Zal. Zal got the front spot. Nolte over the back of the pack and nearly worked perfectly for Jamo. Going in there is Justin Cicluna on the left boot. He scrambled to kick up towards this before Berger's direction, and it bounced away from him and over the boundary line. It goes right near that Bendigo Bank scoreboard, which still reads the same score that it was at half time. It is a 13-point margin at the 7.5 minute mark as the way of Forest Hills. The umpire threw it in. Nice knock down there by Nolte, throwing his head back and almost getting pinged for holding the ball. I think might be down there is Cardamone. Haley was right over the top of that, and the umpire will bounce it about 20 metres out from the Forest Hill goal line. Over the back there was Zal. Going after it there was the skipper in Ryan Clark. On the left boot, kicks it high. Who's going to be the flyer? Nolte's there. Nice fist over the back there by Jared Drew. Went into the arms of Haley. Just somehow got boot to ball. Didn't go anywhere though. Players form around this. Perry may have nearly given one away. High. Taylor goes in as well on hands and knees. Nicely picked up there by Drew. Got the little handball away. And now Forest Hill through Abba-Jabba on the right boot. Kicks it up towards the wing position. Bacons. It was nicely fisted away there by McPherson. He's had the better of that duel this afternoon. There's no doubt about that. Wing position picked up by Hallinan, and he got dispossessed as well. He'll go after it again, and we'll have a ball up true centre wing position.
As every minute passes, this first goal just gets more and more crucial. You'd have to say it's probably working in Forest Hill's favour because it's less time they're going to have to chase South Belgrave. Kick was smothered off the boot there of Pincott. Hasn't progressed particularly far. Trying to tap it along well and did well was Girardo. Found 15 metres and happily sees it over the boundary line.
If I was coaching the South Belgrave side, I would be very upset at the moment. I just don't think they're going in hard enough. They're not committed enough. They're just going through the emotions.
Yeah, Forest Hill are making all the running. I mean, it's 15 down there, forward half of the ground, the bulk of the quarter. You've gone through. Oh, there you go.
Berger came over the top and came down to Pincott. He banged it on the left. It's found Brenton Sincotta. He's already kicked one this afternoon. He would kick pretty much from probably 43 metres on a slightly more than a 45-degree angle, and this would just bring the house down. If he can kick this one, just about to tick in the 10-minute mark of this third term, will be a huge lift. On his way in, it's a bit of a wonky-looking kick. And that's where it stays. Brendan Sincotta out to the left-hand side. It's one behind, but it's the first score on the board. 10 minutes into this third term. It's Forest Hill 8-4-52, leading South Belgrave 5-8-38 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
We've spoken about all these good players for South Belgrave. They've got to put their hand up now. There's no use trying to feel your way back into the game at this point.
So Jared Drew brings the ball back in for the Saints, and it was a good kick too because it went into the arms of Todd Burley, who spotted up Dustin Apps along the wing position. Kick up towards the half-forward line. Leo to match chased after it. Right on his hammer was Ola Renshaw, and the ball bounced over the boundary line and out of bounds. So 75 metres out from the South Belgrave goals. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern. It's a fantastic day out here at Walker Park, and it's a fantastic game we are seeing. Nicely done there. Inside forward 50 towards the Bacon's direction. He had the front spot picked up there by Taylor. He links up Bembo. You've got to put this through, Alex Bembo, and he does just the job that they're after. Goal on the board to the South Belgrave Football Club. They draw first blood in the third term, and at the 10.5-minute mark on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, the Saints move to 6 goals, 8-44. It's back to 8 points, Forest Hill, 8-4-52.
They certainly needed that goal, but even just looking at the way they went about that, Andrew, there was nothing impressive to get excited about, was there?
No, look, Bembo's just got his first goal of the game. He's only had a couple of touches. He needs to really lift. Hopefully that goal does it for him to get in going. I see he's moved back into the centre of the ground now. He needs to give him that run.
Back in the centre. Fist on the ground came from Pincott, leading the chase is Girate. He picked it up and in the end got ragdolled. It's going to work for South Belgrave off the boot of Sam Brown. High ball crashing through there was Appleby.
Crunch.
And boundary throw in. What can they do here, South Belgrave? Whack a couple on the board will really heat up the pressure. And you mentioned to be a lot of players being surprised, probably a little bit quiet. Tommy Hallinan, Apps, probably Appleby you can throw in there. You said Bembo. The players you expect to lift in these big games haven't at the moment. It's brought back in. What are they doing with the South Belgrave? Running to a big tackle there. Came from Cicluna. Be holding the ball very well done. Trying to run out of trouble there, Nick Stowe. Couldn't do anything with it, and Cicluna wrapped him up. And Forest Hill have the ball through centre wing position, far side of the ground. What can they do with it now? Need something special just to increase this pressure or keep this pressure up. Ball spilled out to Apps' direction. Had to get the handball. Got it into the arms of Fisher. He was there. Kick. He cleaned up a player. Got it on the one bounce there. Apple, you don't see him do that too often. Was very skilled. Pushing the back's going to go the way of South Belgrave. And they've just got a little bit about them. Leo to Matty. I mentioned he's been everywhere. And he's been pretty good with off the foot as well today. Very nice disposal efficiency. High ball. It's a big ruse. Couple of players under it. It's brought to ground. Well there by Stoneham, the big ruckman. And we'll have a ball up rather. 35 out from the South Belgrave goal.
Look, they've held sway for the last couple of minutes, but as Ray said before, you just want to see their attacking moves be cleaner.
Appleby did the ruck. Ball came down to Woodward. Put his teammate under pressure. And a boundary throw in.
Oh, that's a free kick. And that was just ridiculous by Abba Jabber. He brought Woodward to the ground after the ball had gone out, so it'll be a free kick to Forest Hill in the back pocket.
Done that a couple of times today, haven't they, BW? Assists when they haven't needed to. So it's Woodward. He goes long down the far side of the ground. No one able to take clean possession on it. Still, just a bunch of players in there. Hallinan's trying to grab it out for Forest Hill. In there is Nolte as well, but once more a stoppage. It's 13 minutes played in the first term. It's an 8-point lead to Forest Hill. You'd think it'd be a short term as well. We've only had the 1 goal so far. Haley's trying to break through a tackle, laying one then as well. BWS.
Well, I was going to cross to Dan Campbell thanks to Choose Tap match stats.
Yeah, Forest Hill have held majority of possession for this quarter, but they haven't been able to punish on the scoreboard. They've had 9 inside 50s to South Belgrave's 4.
By throws it up on the far side of the ground. It was picked up by Kelty. His kick was half smothered over the boundary line. It goes almost on the true centre wing position. Far side, the South Belgrave side today. I'll be hoping their boys can lift in the remaining 10 to 15 minutes of this third quarter and going with the lead as Condor had the front spot. Going after it there was Kelty for Forest Hill. Hallinan has class. He picked the ball up off the ground. That was fantastic play. Broke a tackle, had a bounce, had a second bounce. This is a really good little bit of play. He had Perry. He should have gone for the first option. Eventually he went to him. Coming in there was Ferguson. Bangs it on his boot. Kicks it to the hot spot. Lee Odom on hands and knees goes after it. Almost getting it. Should have got a free kick there was Lucas Appleby. Hold without the football. The crowd wanted it, the umpire saw it, and the big man will go back to put through his first of the afternoon and to narrow this margin back to a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, well, this will be Appleby's first touch today, so you know he needs to kick that goal. He just needs to kick the goal. It's as simple as that.
Is this momentum starting to shift here, boys?
Well, I don't think it is, Braden. I think that they've been very good, Forest Hill, although they haven't hit the scoreboard.
So Appleby has kicked 42 goals for the season. Such a versatile player. He needs to stand up in this term, and he does. Straight through the middle, the ball goes. Appleby gets his first, and we have certainly got a game on our hands out here in the third term. 15 minutes gone in the third quarter, and South Belgrave moved to 7 goals, 850, 2 points behind Forest Hill, 8-4, 52.
I think the good thing that's happened is that those players that can be damaging, and that's Hallinan, Odomat and Benbow, are the one who's got their hands on the ball forward of the centre in the last few minutes. So when they've got it, they put it up into dangerous positions, but they've got to keep doing it. There's still not enough of it.
Stoneham and Condor, they go up, and both got a pretty good piece of it. Nothing really even. The two number 2s are over at Horton and Cardamone. And still inside the centre circle, it'll be another stoppage. Umpire doesn't muck around. Straight up, Condor boarded to ground. A little tap on there in the air from Stoneham. And then following up there was Black, boarded to half forward. Leading the chase there is Berger. Already kicked 1 this afternoon. Handball back. Put his teammate Fisher under a little bit of pressure. He did well. Got a short kick away to Drew Kelty. And now Kelty, what's he going to do? He's not going to muck around. He's got Cardamone sitting down. Noldy's going to fly out the back almost to Cardamone. Horton's trying to clean up there for South Belgrave. Sincotta ran it over the foot. He couldn't pick it up cleanly. Almost a push in the back. Forest Hill claiming one. But probably a good decision in the end by the umpire. 20 out from the Forest Hill goal. We'll have a ball up.
Seemed like they were going for the free kick more than anything else.
Yeah.
No. Forest Hill able to bring it to ground. Again, it's so tough in there. No one able to get it out. A couple of good tackles laid, ball up.
Forest Hill have just got to keep believing in what they've been doing, so they don't need to change their course. They don't need to make anything happen. They just need to keep doing it.
Stoneham boarded out. It fell into the arms though of Eamon Perry, and they'll just roost it to half forward. What can they do, South Belgrave? Are they able to get it out? Broger tackle did well. It's a scrapping kick. Cardamone's there. Overruns his head. Good tackle though. He followed up, laid it very nicely. And then his opposite number, Horton, came in and laid a tackle. And just inside the centre square to be a ball up once more.
I think Ray Burley's been a lot better this quarter, and Nulty hasn't been as damaging. He's taken a few good clearances and a couple of good marks in defence there.
Yeah, well, they've put Nulty down to full forward now. So, look, yeah, I'd move him back into the action a little bit, yes, I think.
Absolutely. Because he's dangerous up across half forward. That's where you want to get him.
2 goals to 1 behind for South Belgrave over Forest Hill this term. Have probably had most of the play. We've just progressed inside the forward 50 arc, but still so many players crowd this ball. And probably about 20 altogether, and it'll be thrown up once more. Condor goes up. Couldn't do much with it. Fell into the arms there of Abajaba. And another ball up, probably the 4th or 5th in a row now.
Across to Dan Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Max Stats.
South Belgrave absolutely dominating the hit-outs. 43 hit-outs today to Forest Hill, 22.
Stoneham boarded down to Cardamone. He tried to shrug it, went a little bit over his shoulders, but good decision. The umpire just letting it go. It was just Cardamone trying to break out of it. It brought it straight out of the ruck there was Condor. Could have almost given a free kick goal. Put his head over the footy there to Cardamone. And another stoppage. 18 minutes played in this third term. It will be a short one. It's a 2-point lead to Forest Hill. just scrapping to find a way forward. Third man over the top, found Cotter, couldn't grab it cleanly, tried to break a tackle. Stowe just got it out in time. High ball's going to head to half forward. Going to have to sit under this for a while. Oh! Huge! Your mark almost taken, but it's a boundary throw. And Lee Odermatt again, he is providing all the highlights to the South Belgrave side. Flew high, couldn't take it, boundary throw in.
That was right in front of us, boys. He was eye level with us here up in the grandstand.
The umpire throws the ball back in now, picked up there by the skipper in Ryan Clark. He was met heavily by Stowe, and the umpire comes in and bounces it across the 45-metre arc. Crowd really starting to get into this game. The umpire throws it up now. Nice knockdown there by Condor. Bounce has to favour there. Justin Cicluna, he goes in after it, is quickly wrapped up in a tackle and will have a bounce inside the middle of Walker Park. Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care, Andy Palachi.
Yeah, there's been a slight breeze that's picked up that's pushing towards the scoreboard, and also what it's picked up is the crowd. They're really starting to get into this match.
Well, Condor went up unopposed. The ball favoured the bounce there of Brown. Got a little handball away. Taylor might be on the end of this. Crosses the 45. Taylor, which way will this ball bounce? It was a sausage roll off the boot and it wobbled through for one behind. There was a chance gone beckoning there for the South Belgrave Football Club. Their chance to hit the front for the first time since the 5-minute mark of the first term. It's a 1-point ball game, third quarter. We've almost reached time on.
Pilcher's got a good lead on the far side of the ground. Finds Fisher just in front of the Choose Tap sign. Certainly get on that. A little bit of water. Short kick and finds his skipper, Ryan Clark. Clark has it 60 out from the South Belgrave goal, just motioning for players. He's going to head long down the line. He's got a big pack forward. It might fall over the back. Nolte flew, couldn't get a clean hand on it. He's going to get it out the back though. If he can just pick it up, ball's not going to favour him in terms of bounce. Caught one in the back after he disposed of it. Ball's going to come out to Jared Drew for South Belgrave, and they'll slow it down as the mark's taken by Eamon Perry. He's just got a couple of short options on. Oh, the South Belgrave players almost spoiled each other. Mark's been taken though. And they'll head into the centre of the ground. Jared Drew it is. Almost a turnover. Good mark taken there though. And who is it, of course, but Lee Odermatt. Long on the left. He's going to head to the goal square. Apps is there. Is able to take it? No. Look for the rush. It's Bembo, in fact, trying to push it through. They've run to the boundary post. It's still in play. Hasn't been given a line. And eventually it's one behind. So it took a little bit of time, but the correct decision in the end comes about, and we are all even in the Division 4 Choose Tap Grand Final. It's Forest Hill 8-4-52, South Belgrave 7-10-52, 21 minutes played.
The last couple of critical possessions across half forward was Odermatt's handball a few
It
moments
was
ago.
so quick, those
it was
hands.
quick, and then that mark then. You've got to have him there.
Justin Pilcher has it in the back pocket. McPherson takes the mark. So they've gone wide here. Still very, very deep in their defensive arc here. Forest Hill as McPherson drives the ball out. Coming over the top there was Jamo. Got a fist on the ball. The boundary umpire said it went over, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast today on 98.1 Radio Eastern. Scores are level out here at Walker Park. What a grand final we are seeing before our eyes. Condor, brilliant little knock on. Condor got the handball off. Inside forward 50, the kick goes, but nobody's home. McPherson, well, as good backmen do, he just put himself in the hole, and the quick kick fell in his lap. He kicks it out towards the half-back line. He wanted to go for Griffiths. What a fantastic mark that was. He arches it back, kicks it up towards the half-forward line, taken there by Ash Nolte. Gets a little link up here. The kick goes inside forward 50 and downfield free kick as well, and you can hear the crowd. Some are happy, some aren't happy, and the free kick is downfield because David Black copped one, and it'll be a free kick to Michael Cardamone from about 40 metres out. He's on a 45-degree angle. This is the hands that you want the ball in at this point in time.
Absolutely.
I personally didn't think there was much in the free kick, boys,
No.
but I mean, but look, since they've moved Ash Nolte out of that goal square, Andrew, look, he's had 3 or 4 possessions also.
Back up here. Yeah, absolutely.
Kicked 2 goals this afternoon, Michael Cardamone. This is the most important kick of the season to date. Crosses the 45, leans over the ball and puts it straight through the middle. Forest Hill have regained the lead out here at Walker Park. It is a 6-point margin. 22.5 minutes gone in this third quarter, and it is the Zebras 9-4-58. South Belgrave 7-10-52. That was the one that they needed.
Yeah, Ray, I was going to say that you're right. There wasn't much in that what Apps did to Black, but the point was he didn't need to do it.
No, exactly.
It wasn't a big hit, but it was a hit nonetheless.
I think it was more so a big man hitting a small guy.
Absolutely.
That's right.
back in the centre. 23 minutes played, third term. Nolte and Zal go up, and they'll get the centre clearance. Ball mark almost taken there, couldn't take it fully though. Forest Hill, high ball, leading the chase here is Berger, couldn't take it. Cardamone's there. He'll see it over the line for a boundary throw in. So you wouldn't think there'd be much time left. It's a one straight kick lead to Forest Hill. Zonan brought it to ground. It came into the arms there of Brown for South Belgrave. Still around this half-back area. They've got to be careful. Great tackle laid. Handball's going to come out. Trying to pick it up there is Laws. He did. Then he got bounced on by Horton. Ball up.
Notice Nick Pincott getting up a little bit tenderly over the far side.
Thrown up, Zal over the top. Cardamone's lurking, as is Pincott. Good tackle laid. It's going to be a free kick. Holding without actually having the footy, and it is Girarte. What's he going to do? He actually looks like he's going back to have a shot. The mark is on the 45. So
waiting for Nolte.
And he's going to go long. He's got a lead. He's got Nolte. You're right, BWS. Slips through his hands. They've still got time. It's going to come into Black. Could he kick it? No. Out to the left-hand side. It was always going to be difficult. One behind. Forest Hill, they move to 9-5, 59. South Belgrave 7-10, 52. 24 minutes played. Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
What a fantastic game of football, because in the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes, Forest Hill have got the ascendancy again.
Yeah, they have. And they just worked. And again, they've looked dangerous. When they go forward, they look a lot more dangerous than South Belgrave do. Like Nolte just had to go there. Actually, it was good work by Burley to get to get his hands on there late. But again, they've just got space in front of them to work with.
Jared Drew has the ball for South Belgrave. He'll kick to the far side of the ground. But every bit of 60 metres goes towards the Burley direction, and he stands strong, the big man, and takes the mark. Why wouldn't you go to that target, and why wouldn't you go to this one too? Leo Demac presents up on the wing position, takes it on one bite, quick to swing around on that left boot, kicks it up towards centre half forward. The big fly over the back almost was pulled in there by Fisher. Over the top there, Stowe. He's been clever all afternoon, Stowe. Good handball over the top, finds Drew. Inside Braden Zali is put under a lot of pressure. It'll go back to Stowe. It'll go back to Ferguson. Oh, they're mucking around with this football here a little bit as the kick by Horton goes inside forward 50. Appleby's been manhandled, but it doesn't matter because he pulled it in. The umpire said it was touched off the boot. He swings around. Which way will this ball bounce? Getting back very nicely, Justin Pilcher. A cool head. Now they might be able to create the switch. Cardamone presents across halfback. Little chip kick over the top bound. Dylan Sincotta, and he just holds up play. He's got a short option on there in David Black. Well, the ball was left for Cardamone in the end, and he takes it almost on the wing position. This is a hot race towards who will go into Division 3. It's a tight match out here. It is 7 points the margin in favour of Forest Hill, and they might just hold up the clock here. We've almost gone at 26 minutes, and now the ball is in the arms of Dylan Sincotta. It is a lovely switch of the ball too, because he spotted up Justin Pilcher. The umpire called play on once again. Every time it goes near Appleby, they call a play on as he lays a tackle, brings it Pilcher to ground, but we'll have a bounce just inside the centre square out here at Walker Park. You can really hear the crowd getting amongst this game. The umpire threw it up. Nicely done there by Pincott. He had time. Handball over the top. Found his teammate there in Jared Fisher, who spotted up nicely there in Mark Shoulders. Kick up towards the half-forward line. Wasn't that a lovely kick? Coming out and taking a very nice mark was Todd Berger. He might be a little bit too far out to score here, but he'll have to have a shot. 55 metres out, tucked very tightly on the boundary line, right in front of that South Belgrave faithful who are giving him the Bronx cheers as he attempts to go in and put the Forest Hill Football Club up by 13 points at three-quarter time. What an important kick this is this afternoon. Berger, he kicked one goal earlier in the game. He lines up. He's going for the torp. You can see the way he's approaching this. Steps up to the plate now. Goes after it, and he kicks it right up and under, and it'll fall about 30 metres short, but a fantastic quarter of football we just saw, gentlemen. 7 points is the margin at three-quarter time, and it is Forest Hill still leading this one, 9-5, 59. South Belgrave a 7-10, 52. The major goal kickers on the day are Michael Cardamone. He has 3, 2 each to Ash Nolte and Nathan Jamu, where for the Bacons has the only multiple goals for the South Belgrave Football Club. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern. There's only 30 minutes of football left in Division 4, and we can't wait, and we hope you can't either.
Oh, what's wrong? Chip tooth. I know I should do something about it. It's expensive. Not all of them. Box Hill Family Dentistry isn't, and because they're part of the Whitehorse Community Health Centre, you're supporting the community too. Affordable? Really?
Affordable quality dental care for the whole family is now available with detailed treatment plans, so there are no hidden costs. And you can even claim your private healthcare fund rebate on the spot. Go to boxhillfamilydentistry.com.au. Station sponsor.
Boys, we're at the bottom of the ladder, but that's okay. It's part of my cunning plan to make a late run at the Premiership.
Coach, the finals have started and we didn't make it. Maybe we left our run too late.
I knew I should have got a breeze tag so I'd be fully awake when I got here each week. Better get one before cricket season begins.
Get a breeze tag and use Eastlink, the quickest way to get around Melbourne's East. Arrive fresher, play better. Eastlink, it's time better spent.
For the best EFL rap on radio, don't miss Akira EFL Sunday from 10 till 12 every Sunday morning on 98.1 Radio Boston. Ben Warren Smith and the team bring you all the final scores, goal kickers, best players and matters, following a big round of EFL fun. The gang also talk to winning coaches, players and special guests to bring you final scores from all seniors, reserves and under-19 internationals. Akira EFL Sunday, going live and local for your footy from 10 every Sunday on 98.1 Radio West.
Desperately need budget-friendly windows? Visit T&B Discount Window Warehouse. We'll have the right solution for you. T&B has new and surplus windows to suit any budget needs, and you'll still have spare change to finish off your renovation. Visit T&B's new Superstore, Unit 4, 116 to 118 Canterbury Road in Hillside. T&B Discount Window Warehouse, part of the EAL and AW Window Transport Group, your number one in window transport.
Call 1300 075 038.
Program sponsor. Had an accident on the field, head straight to maximum of $75. We'll treat your broken bones, sprains, strains, cuts, or any other game day injuries. Walk in at 157 Scoresby Road, Baronia, or call us on 9839 3333. That's 9839 3333. Akira Urgent Care. We have you off the sidelines in no time. Station sponsor.
For all the latest news and information on the Eastern Football League, make sure you check out our website, www.efl.org.au.
Saturday game day continues. Let's head back and go local. Your footy.
Well, you couldn't be better set up for a cracking final term here at Walker Park. It has been a scintillating first 3 quarters of football between South Belgrave and Forest Hill for the chase for the Division 4 Choose Tap Grand Final title for 2013. It is Forest Hill with a slender lead. They are 9-5-59, leading South Belgrave 7-10-52. And for Choose Tap, Dan Campbell, you have the stats that matters.
One of the most interesting stats in this game at the moment, boys, is the marks inside 50. There haven't been many in this game. Forest Hill had 4, South Belgrave have had 3. But I think the main strength of South Belgrave has been to get that mark outside 50 and kick those 60-metre goals. Other goals have been more opportunistic, but the free kick counts are going through the roof at the moment. Forest Hill had 26 free kicks to South Belgrave's 15, and I mentioned at half-time that's mainly due to a lot of the frustration that South Belgrave had in that first half of footy. But look, inside 50s, Forest Hill have well on top in that area, 38 inside 50s to South Belgrave's 32. South Belgrave have been able to make them count, especially in that third quarter though, but the hit-outs are the big one here. South Belgrave absolutely dominating and smashing the Zebras. 48 hit-outs for the match to Forest Hill's 24, so double their score there.
Dan, thank you very much for the Choose Tap stats that matter. Well, the Forest Hill huddle has dispersed their away, but Dean Burnell still has his charges and he's speaking to them, and I imagine pretty furiously. We'll have our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders in just a sec, but boys, I want to ask you, Dan mentioned the free kick count. I mean, there's been some really undisciplined acts. How do you address that? That's a real issue. They've given up a couple of goals because of that, South Belgrave.
The thing I'd be doing if I was Dean, I'd be making sure, look guys, attack the football, be first to the football. They've been tackling a lot today because they've been second to the footy, so you've got to be first to the footy.
Well, Dean Burnell still speaking to his players. It sounds like they're about to discharge now. There's a big South Belgrave contingent here this afternoon. Ray, where do you see this game panning out?
Look, at the start of the game I picked South Belgrave, but right now I think Forest Hill will win unless Dean Burnell does something different. Now, to me, if I was coach of South Belgrave, I would take...
Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Andy Paolaci with Dean Burnell.
I've got a very fired up Dean Burnell here with me now. Now, Dean, You arrested a bit of momentum in that third quarter. How do you think you'll go in this final quarter here today?
Oh, look, I don't think we've played at our best, but look, we're only 7 points down, and I think we've played pretty ordinary. You know, you can only play as well as the opposition let you, so they're doing pretty well.
And what was the message to the troops for the final quarter to here today?
Oh, we just believe we can win, mate. We just believe more than anyone else, so...
Fair enough. And the crowd here, they've come in full numbers here. I just find it's a really positive atmosphere. There's a lot of belief here. Can you guys do it? Can you win it?
Let's go.
Great stuff, Andy Powell-Archie with Dean Burnell, who's probably a little bit more nervous than what he would have hoped to have been at three-quarter time before this match. What an epic quarter we're all set up for. It is only a 7-point margin. Forest Hill go into that. Let's cross down boundary side, thanks to Akira Urgent Care, to Gavin Casey, because he was over with Brett Shoulders at three-quarter time.
Yeah, the coach of Forest Hill. It seems like all tactics have just been blown away. That was done pre-match. It was just the full-on rev up. You got 30 minutes to play. They thought, they weren't talking about South Belgrave, they thought it was going to be easy and they were going to win. Last week, Furniture Gully didn't think that Forest Hill could run over the top of them, but they have the belief. They've got 30 minutes, and it's all about just running it out the match, because they reckon they've got them rattled, so to speak.
Great stuff, Gav Casey. Brett Shoulders very happy with his troops, and of course Andy having a chat to Dean Burnell, who will be no doubt confident his boys can lift in this final term. It's all about the 1%ers. This is what you play for. 22 rounds and finals. It comes down to the final half an hour. Who will be Premier in Division 4 for season 2013? Only time will tell. Here's Braden Ingram.
Who wants it as the umpire holds the ball aloft? It's the last quarter for 2013. Ball goes up. Nolte was able to bring it to ground. Probably got held out the footy. Abba Jabba did well to grab it in the end. He was wrapped up pretty well. Ball's fumbling around there to be a ball up. Alex Bacons, I noticed, starting on the bench for South Belgrave. I imagine probably just want to get him into the game a little bit earlier on in the final term.
Dean heard you, Ray.
Yeah, he heard me.
Now, South Belgrave have got it out. It's coming to the arms there of Sonnenberg. They've got to kick forward, battling for position. Got a handball off to Abba Jabba. Caught one high. Umpire let it go.
Whoa.
Picked up the footy and buried there was Griffiths. Unlucky. Should have got the free kick. Abba Jabba. Eamon Perry. In the end, he's wrapped up in the tackle for a ball up.
I thought that he ducked into that, boys. I don't have a problem that wasn't a free kick.
Nolte and Bacons did the ruck towards the goal square, and it's rushed pretty comfortably there by Ryan Clark. No one within 10 metres of him, but happy to see it through from behind. South Belgrave now back within a single kick there. 7-11-53, trailing Forest Hill 9-5-59. First minute played at Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
So it'll be Pilcher to bring the ball back in for Forest Hill. Short options on, he'll go to McPherson. They've done that a couple of times this afternoon, and he takes the mark in the back pocket. He might use Pilcher over the top. Awkward kicking style, but he generally carries every bit of 40 metres. Gets up and under the ball. Clark has the front spot. The skipper fisted away from him. Boundary line will beat all players, and we'll have a throw in 55 metres out from the South Belgrave goal line.
He pushed Appleby back in that traditional full forward post with Bembo sitting his feet, so hopefully he doesn't get it in the sweep the ball.
6 points is the margin. The ball's knocked away by Zal. Came into the arms of Odermatt. He's quickly wrapped up in a tackle, but somehow the ball scooted out inside forward 50 on the left boot from Taylor. It was a clever centering kick. Benbow had to go after it. Pilcher's in there for the Zebras. Going in also hard there was Wensley. Got himself in a little bit of trouble, but managed to get the handball away. Joe Griffiths is in there as well. Benbow goes at attacks the football for the Saints. He's held up, and we'll have a bounce about 30 metres out from the South Belgrave goal. 6 points is the margin out here. 2 minutes gone in the final quarter as the umpire throws it up. Nice little knockdown there by Appleby. Went straight into the arms of Lizza. The umpire said, "Give it to me, boys. We'll have another stoppage."
I reckon, gentlemen, the umpire may have put the whistle away this quarter from what I've seen so far.
Laws goes up against Appleby. Got the knockdown straight into the arms there of Jamo. He couldn't quite trap the ball, but goes after it again. Little handball away, which is intended for Clark. Coming in hard was Abba Jabba. The umpire says, once again, it's a stoppage and we'll have a bounce. 35 metres out from the South Belgrave goals. A lot of players forming around this ball. Appleby goes up in the ruck. Geez, he's a big man. He got the knockdown straight into the arms though of Pilcher. He has time, kicks it out towards the wing position, creates a little bit of a foot race. That was okay. Overrunning the football there was Horton. He had Jeffries there in for support. Little handball backwards to go forwards, but it'll be a free kick to Jared Drew. In fact, Jeffries, after he got rid of the ball. felled upon, so he'll have a kick inside forward 50 now. Kane Jeffries, the target is Lucas Appleby. Big fist over the back of the pack. Bembo at the top of the goal square. McPherson's in there as well. Little knock on. Sonnenberger, get your boot to ball, with the umpire said it was touched. It must have just been over the line as he got that boot to ball. Through for one behind. It is 5 points the margin out here at Walker Park. South Belgrave 7-12-54. Forest Hill 9-5-59.
Ray, the urgency's gone right up in this game, hasn't it?
Look,
They're pushing.
It's been fantastic, Andrew. It's a great grand final.
Jack Wensley has the ball for Forest Hill in the goal square, brings it out. Mark couldn't be taken and was dropped in the end by Jeffries. Still 60 out from the South Belgrave goal. Forest Hill going to run it out, and it's very nice. It's going to come from Girardi. Has a couple of bounces, had to shrug one, going to be in a lot of trouble. Had to just bang it on the boot. Did well in the end. Nolte's there with Apps, couldn't take it, but did well to create a contest. Followed up, tried to lay a tackle, couldn't. And South Belgrave on the wing are away. High ball to half forward. Is it going to spill out the back of Mark? Almost taken there by Wensley. Couldn't. South Belgrave going to have a snap. It's come from Motormat. It's bouncing. It's bouncing. It's bouncing. It's a goal. And South Belgrave, they've hit the lead for the first time since the first quarter. And wow, what a goal. It's bounced over the head of a couple of Forest Hill defenders. South Belgrave are 8-12-60. They lead Forest Hill 9-5-59. 4.5 played. Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Very good play by Odermatt then. He was tackled by two guys, but he just kept his feet, Andrew, and just snapped it over his shoulder.
As we said, if he's in that area across centre half forward, and he's so dangerous. You know what I mean? He does it in the air, he does it on the ground. You know, terrific footballer.
South Belgrave have hit the front. The ball came out in the arms there of Brown. Snap went absolutely nowhere. Picked up nicely there by Pincock. Kicks the ball up towards the half forward line. Standing strong is Jared Drew. Centre half back. Switches the play out into the middle of the ground. Zal made good space. The big ruckman got a little handball away. That was good play. O'Neill on the right boot. Chips it up towards half forward. Going in hard there was Matt Lizery. Copped one high. And he'll receive a free kick about 60 metres out from goal. He needs to link up Zal. He does so. Put him under a lot of pressure, the big man. The kick goes floating, bouncing, and it goes through for one behind. So wouldn't that have absolutely brought the stand down here at Walker Park? 5.5 minutes gone in the final term. It is a 2-point lead to South Belgrave. 8-13-61. Forest Hill 9-5-59.
Pressure now right up on Forest Hill. First time they've trailed for a long time. Pilcher is once more going to go long to the outer side. Number of players fly. Boundary throwing, probably not a bad result for Forest Hill, and that's what it said. 55 out from the Saints goal. 5.5 played. Next goal, well, it's going to be pretty crucial. It could very well decide this game. A low scoring, only 17 goals up until this point. It's brought back in, a couple of handballs over the top. Ball's going to come out to Taylor. Had to do a bit of a shimmy turnaround. Ball was smothered well there by Shoulders. Can he step up in the last quarter? And in the end, boundary throwing.
Probably hasn't had a bigger impact as he would have liked, Mark Shoulders.
No, he hasn't. But what he's done, though's been good still. You know what he's done. But yeah, they need him to give more than that now. He needs to really take the foot off the pedal. Like I said, I'd probably push him up onto the ball. I'd get him onto the ball.
Yep. And Zal and Laws couldn't do much in the ruck there. Secondary ball up in the end. Come over the top. Ball's come out of the hands of the captain, Ryan Clark. He's wrapped up in a tackle very quickly. And on the 45-metre arc, we'll have...
Clark, for someone who's coming on an injury cloud, he's worked so hard in those packs. He's done a lot of heavy work.
Over the top coming through was Laws, trying to scrap the ball along is Wensley. Under pressure though, it's come out to O'Neill. High ball, top of the square, no, nowhere near it. Out on the full in front of the scoreboard, and they'll get a bit of relief in the arms of Justin Pilcher. What can he do with it from the back pocket?
I think he's been very good today, Pilcher.
Yeah, and his kicking's beautiful.
In fact, that was Pincott. They're both blonde.
Yeah.
So Pincott he's found.
Pilcher, yeah.
He's found Clark as well, the skipper we were just mentioning. He's got it. Tucked up against the boundary line, still in front of the scoreboard. High ball, got a good lead, and the mark's taken there. And what can they do here? Tim Jamal, hasn't he been good today? Looking forward, Nolte very well cut off there by John Horton. He's done a great job coming across and just taking a bit of pressure. He's got Abba Jabber if he wants to. Instead, goes down the corridor. Risky kick, great mark taken. Now got it, centre square. What do they do? Looks going to be long, and it is. It's a huge kick. In there is Bacon's. What can he do? Tried to... Appleby's taken it. He shrugged one. It was effectively a 2-on-1 and couldn't do much of it in the end, McPherson. And from the goal square, he's going to extend this lead. Here will Lucas Appleby.
Gee, the two Forest Hill players, they sandwiched him then, and they jumped off the ground, and he just kept his ground, and the ball fell into his arms.
He'll kick this to Doncaster.
Appleby from the goal square just chips it over. And, well, he's kicked his second of the afternoon, and it is now an 8-point lead at the 8-minute mark. South Belgrave are 9-13-67, Forest Hill 9-5-59.
Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care, Andy Paolaci.
Yeah, I called for Lucas Appleby to lift, and he certainly has done that. He was told by Dean Burnell to go the full forward and do what you do best, mark and kick goals. Further to that, guys, there's just a bit of a spot of rain that's dropping onto the ground at the moment.
Well, we're just waiting on a new football. That house behind that Mitcham End goals must have picked up at least 1,000 footballs over the years as we just wait for the ball to come back in.
Don't worry, they'll have GMAC knocking on their door at 8 o'clock tonight.
Can Forest Hill respond? The ball's back in the middle of the ground, charging in there through was Brown. He got dispossessed. Jeffries is in there too, trying to get rid of the ball. Nicely wrapped up by Nid Pincott.
You just mentioned Brown there, Ben. Brown's been charging through those packs at the start of this quarter, so he set the right tone.
Pye throws the ball up now. Was no clear knockout. It'll go out the way towards Durate. Got a little toe poke away. The first player to meet this ball might be Brock Ferguson. Right on his hammer is Nathan Jamo. Ball bounces up towards the half forward line. Picked up there by Brenton Sincotta. He got tackled over the boundary line and out of bounds. So we'll have a ball up or a boundary throw in 70 metres out from the Forest Hill goals. They currently trail by 8 points. They've led for most of this match. South Belgrave have come and they've hit the front. The ball comes out towards Abajaba. Got a little handball back towards Jared Drew. Jabba goes after it again and over the boundary line it goes. Now we're 40 metres away from the zebra goal line. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern. We have a cracker out here at Walker Park. 10 minutes gone in the final term. That time it was nicely knocked down there by the big ruckman inside the middle of the ground. Now the ball bounces. Guess who? Leo Odermatt. He arches it back. He hits the 45-metre arc and he just pushed it to the left-hand side. He got a little touch as he went to boot the ball, so that nudge didn't help him. It floated and it floated out of bounds on the full. So that would have certainly brought the house down as the kick goes back towards Pilcher and he takes the mark. The big bald man over the top in Jared Fisher. He could go to that direction. Instead, he lines up Sincotta, who's also been fantastic. So Sincotta across the half back line now for Forest Hill. They need to create something. The kick goes out towards the Jamo direction. Bouncing in front of him. Bembo comes in for the South Belgrave Football Club. He was wrapped up in a tackle. He could have almost nearly been pinged there. He asked for a high tackle and will have a bounce far side of the ground in front of the South Belgrave faithful. They're really getting behind their boys now, going up Stoneham. Got a nice little palm down. The kick goes up towards the half forward line. The first player to meet this one will be Brenton Sincotta. He's got two players to beat. He had Kelty coming over for support, but we'll have a boundary throw in about 70 metres out now from the Forest Hill goals.
The stoppages are starting to break open a little bit more. There's not as much congestion around there. Players are getting tired, and as I said, Brown's the one who seems to be getting away from there.
Condor with a double fist, boarded to ground, but no further than about a metre away. It's a boundary. That'll be another ball up.
Let's cross down boundary side to Gav Casey, thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
Just think Forest Hill need to get Nolte into the game. They sometimes put him in the ruck, but he's just at centre half forward. He's just getting, he's nowhere near the ball, and Apps is having an easy time on him.
So a couple of chain of handballs did well. South Belgrave were able to get it for about half forward. What are they going to do with it here? Handball came from Sonberg and it's going to go high to one-on-one. Doing well there is Appleby. Pushed his opponent out in McPherson, but it's a boundary throw in.
Once again, they're getting the ball in Odermatt's hands. He's so dangerous, like he got it there deep.
Directly in front of the scoreboard, which reads an 8-point lead to South Belgrave at the 12-minute mark of this last term. One that tapped down there was Appleby. It's going to come out, and Forest Hill, good mark taken there by Dylan Sincotta. What's he going to do with it? He's got a couple of options down the line. He's got Nolte. It's a bit of a high ball. Nolte had to wait for it, and in the end, coming over the top there was Condor, seeing it out of bounds. Got to get those kicks right here, Forest Hill. And can't leave the door open for big men like Condor to come over the top. And it is Condor back in the ruck, winning it down. He's managed to jag it out of the ruck. Handball came out well to Taylor. High ball to half forward. Punched out well there by Jamal for a boundary throw-in.
Right, Ray, what has South Belgrave got to do now to take advantage of this pressing they're doing?
I just think they're going to keep bombing the ball down to into Appleby at full forward. I think they're going all right around the clearances again.
Yeah, they are. You can see Taylor started to come into the game since half-time, and he's got a few kicks away. As we said, Brown before, so more players are providing more options there.
Seen plenty of these sets of 5 or 6 stoppages. Punch from Jamo came out to St Cotter. Ball was smothered. South Belgrave went without the footy in the end. Big bump. Nolte did well. He's got a ball out to Black. He couldn't do much with it. Seen over the boundary line. Progressed about 20 metres.
Dan Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Centre clearance has become all important in this last quarter of the grand final. It's slightly in South Belgrave's favour. 11 centre clearances to Forest Hills 10 for the match.
Nolte had a bit of an arm held in the ruck, but did well to win it. And, well, once more, what would you expect but a ball up? We've seen probably a couple of these sets of 5 or 6, and then it's crucial eventually who gets the eventual break. And this one, no more crucial. 14-minute mark. Sal brought it to ground. In fact, it was Condor. Ball come out. It was coming to the arms of Kelty. He got the kick away. Ball half volleyed to Berger, trapped it but couldn't get possession. St Cotter did well. Ball's going to head high. What are they going to do here? Oh, did well, did Apps. Got a fist out. South Belgrave got numbers at the floor. Ball comes out to Drew. Got the ball away but not particularly far. Handball off and they should be away. Trying to shug one is Stowe. Just did. Got cleaned
Great
up in there.
tackle.
Got to be able to ball. As you said, they called one. Yes, they have. It's a free kick. Didn't put the whistle away that time there. And they've got the ball in Pincott. What's he going to do? 60 out from goal. He's got a target in Cardamone. Missed him. Mark was taken well.
What a mark, Haley.
Well done.
And Haley, he's done a very nice
Well,
job
that's
on
the
Cardamone
desperation you
today.
need to see.
Handball off. Didn't muck around. They're going to take this game on if they can. High ball. It's going to bounce. Is it? No. Well cut off there. It looks to be by McPherson. He's
Jackson
got
Woodward across the half back line, and he's got a switch working well for him out wide in Jack Wensley. He'll get underneath the ball and take the mark right on the arc defensive end for Forest Hill. Perhaps they need to use the middle. It is the shortest way home. They get the link up now, nicely running through there. Griffiths up towards centre half forward. The kick goes now in that direction. Jamo got it knocked away from him by Burley. Scooped upon there by Hallinan. Kicks the ball up towards half forward. Appleby's got the back spot there. McPherson overran the ball. Appleby will go after it. It's a foot race against Justin Pilcher. You'd expect Pilcher to win that one. Linked up with McPherson. Got it over to Mark Shoulders. He drives the ball along the wing position. Ash Nolte's out there all by himself. This is looking okay now for Forest Hill. The kick goes up towards centre half forward. Who's going to be the big flyer at the back of the pack? Jamo couldn't quite pull it down. In goes Ryan Clark, the skipper. He barged through a pack and will have a bounce about 50 metres out from goal as we cross down boundary side to Andy Powlarchi, thanks to Akira Jinkare.
Yeah, 15 minutes into this last quarter, and finally Alex Bacon has been put up on the ground. They've gone tall up forward, boys.
Ash Nolte got a really big knockout, but straight into the arms of Jared Drew. He got a little handball away, and away goes Sam Brown. Kick up towards the wing position. That was nice because Horton's got it inside forward 50. The kick goes towards the Odermatt direction. What a fantastic one-hander. He is all class, Lee Odermatt. Pulled it in about 45 metres out from goal. It was a one-on-one contest with the best of them, but he just stuck out the mid and it stuck.
Yeah, he and Hallinan have been so good in this quarter in terms of getting telling touches, half back and half forward. And as I just said a moment ago, the game's opened up. For the first time today, the game has opened up.
And he marked that because he was so strong in the legs. He just put both feet on the ground and no way known he was going to lose his balance.
Well, he's really making his mark on this game today. He's a big game player, a dual premiership player with the Heathmont Football Club. He'd love to make it 3 with South Belgrave. He'd love to make it 3 goals. Lee Odermatt pushes it to the left-hand side and the door is still open for Forest Hill. 16 and a half minutes gone in the final term of the Division 4 Choose Tap Grand Final, and it is South Belgrave leading this one by a handy 9 points. 9-14-68 plays 9-5-59.
He's so dangerous. 8 shots at goal in a low-scoring grand final. He he gets on target, they win.
As good as he's been, that's the one downside today. He's missed a couple of opportunities, 2-4 and 2 out on the full. Ball in the arms of Justin Pilcher, goes long down the centre. Nolte flies out the back. This could suit Forest Hill. Oliver Renshaw's trying to get there, but it's coming to the arms of this man, of course, Odermatt. Ball out wide, missed his target, boundary throw in, 60 out from the South Belgrave goal. Need one here, Forest Hill. We haven't had many goals. We've had, I think, 2 in this final term, 3 in this final term. 17-minute mark on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Nolte was brought to ground by Condor, sort of played for the free kick, didn't get it. And once more, a ball up. 9-14 plays 9-5. South Belgrave with the lead, chasing the premiership. They were here last year, couldn't do it. Tap came down to Hallinan, got round a man, high spiralling footy is poor. Is it out in the full? No, it stays in. And they did well. That's a perfect result for South Belgrave. They can just lock it in once more. They've done it so well today.
And they've got all their three big guns, Appleby, Bacons and Automat, all within 30 metres of the goals now.
And Appleby, he'll take the ruck roll and won it pretty comfortably. Would have been a high tackle, but in the end it'll fall out to Lizza. Handball out and through the arms. Perry might get the free kick for holding. He does. Had an arm, and Eamon Perry will get it. And it's Nick Stowe, in fact. He handballs off, gives it to Appleby. He's going to load up in the goal square, though. Need to get a touch on it. It's off to right-hand side. Couldn't get a hand on it. There was McPherson, but luckily off target for Forest Hill, that is. South Belgrave 9-15-59. Forest Hill 9-5-59. 18.5 played final term. Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
It is time to roll the dice for the Forest Hill Football Club. They're on the last line of defence. Justin Pilcher has the ball. Short passes on, as they've done so for most of the afternoon, where Joe Griffiths takes the mark in the back pocket. No doubt he want to clear it out of that danger zone. He kicks it up towards the Laws direction. Big fly by Dusty Apps over the back of the pack. This ball might sit up nicely there for Sincotta. Snap around the body, was under a lot of pressure, and standing in position A was Jared Drew. He has had a fantastic game today, Jared Drew. Short passes on. Lucas Appleby, he's really coming into this game.
Yeah, all the players that were very quiet in the first quarter, they're all bobbing up now.
So Big Lucas always puts himself where he deems necessary. The kick goes up towards the Odomat direction. Dusty Apps over the back of the pack. He almost pulled it down. Pilcher came in. Condor and Haley were there to lay the tackle, and we'll have a bounce 45 metres out from the South Belgrave goal line.
Another inside. Dan, how many inside 50s this quarter to South Belgrave?
10 inside 50s to South Belgrave, 6 to Forest Hill.
Abba Jabba took it from the ruck contest. Woodward quickly wrapped up him in a tackle, and we'll have another bounce. 45 metres out. It's almost time on here in the final term of the Division 4 Choose Tap Grand Final. The big knockdown came straight into the arms of Woodward. He had a fresh air shot, got dispossessed. Appleby came in, so too did Condor. That was a little handy handball over the top. Bembo just waiting out the side, eventually picks up the ball. Somehow he got a little handball away. This is good play. Brown around the body. He's curled it back, but not far enough. Another behind on the board to the South Belgrave Football Club. They are peppering the goals out here at Walker Park. 9-16-70 plays 9-5-59, 11 points the margin as we cross down to Andy Paolacci, thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
Yeah, the crowd is fully getting into this one. There's so much on the line now as the time ticks on. The crowd are loving this one, guys.
McPherson went long after receiving it from Pilcher. Intended target was Wensley, and once more we find boundary thrown pretty much in the same part of this ground, 60 around from the South Belgrave goal. They need to break it open, Forest Hill. They can't. It's just a great effort from South Belgrave at the moment. Ball's going to come to half forward. Good tackle laid by Ola Renshaw, and exactly what South Belgrave are after. Another stoppage, well done by Sam Brown. 40... Yeah. Sorry, Ray.
Forest Hill have to roll the dice. They've got to do something. But if they can get another goal, they're within a goal. So they've got to do something right now.
Time is against them, though. 21 minutes played. Trying to do
plenty
some work
time,
there is Black. So yeah, as you mentioned, there's time, but they need to be quick. Black has it now. On the left boot, looking for Jamo. Brought it to ground. Kick along the ground. Will probably roll out of bounds. True centre wing position as the South Belgrave faithful applaud. It's an 11-point margin. One more point for South Belgrave, and well, they call it a handy point. Condor to ground in the arms of Halloran. He was wrapped up in a tackle. They've got the clearance. Forest Hill. It's going to suit Apps perfectly. Oh, through his hands. You got to take them. That's costly. Ball's going to come out. Nolte, not a great ball, but it's going to work. It's going to come out to Cicluna. He's got a target, and a great mark taken in defence.
Free kick for Forest Hill. You would not believe it.
Might be 25, is it? No, umpire's not going to play it. No, it's going to go to Jamo, I think. Jamo's got it, was pulled out of the contest from directly in front, 25 out, has a chance to bring it to a 5-point margin as we are about to tick over to the 22nd minute rather.
Should have been 25. They dropped the ball after giving away the free kick. Should have been 25.
Kick 2 this afternoon, Nathan Jamo. The South Belgrave faithful behind the goals at Loud. He has kicked it, and we have a games on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. South Belgrave at 9-16-70. Forest Hill at 10-5-65. That is his third of the afternoon, and I tell you what, we are set for a cracking finish.
I told you if they could get one straight away, they're back in this, and they got it straight away. Look, there was definitely a free kick there. Ferguson was holding him.
We are set for a grandstand finish out here at Walker Park. What a game it has been today. It is 5 points the margin. Can Forest Hill get another one and put their noses back in front? South Belgrave have had all the play mostly in this last quarter. The ball's been thrown up, came down that time to Ryan Clark on the left boot. He scrambled to kick out towards the half forward line. It might bounce favourably here for Pincott. Little handball over the top. This could really suit them here. The kick goes on goal. Fantastic goal. That is his fourth of the afternoon, and he's kicked 2 in a row in as many minutes. And Forest Hill have hit the front once again in this Division 4 Choose Tap Grand Final. What scenes we are seeing out here. 23 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It is Forest Hill 11-5-71, South Belgrave 9-16-70. Would you believe it?
And Nathan Jamo, cool as a cucumber, boys. You know, he's just class. He's a class player.
His fourth goal in a game like this.
Now the pressure's back on South Belgrave.
Will missed opportunities come back to haunt South Belgrave. They kick 9-16 back in the centre. Stoppage, a secondary stoppage, suits the Forest Hill side. It's 25 scoring shots to 16. They've missed some opportunities. Back in the centre, wrapped up in a tackle well was the skipper Clark. It's been inspirational today. Another ball
2 minutes ago was 8 scoring shots to 0 for the quarter. And
That's
look what's
right.
happening here now. You've got to take your opportunities.
The draw's just sitting up saying, I'm here if you need me, boys. Came down to Clark, couldn't, got his kick smothered up the blue. Black's there, still scrubbing. Kick's going to come to half forward. Trying to take the mark was Pilcher, stuck the arm out, couldn't. What are they going to do here? Umpire calls play on ball, gives up to Hallinan. He's got a chance. What's going to happen? In the goal square, ball comes to ground. They've got time. Pilcher needs to get it off. Does. Got to be careful here. They're mucking around with. Don't rush it on the boot. Almost smothered there by Appley. Mark has been taken by John Horton, and he will go back on a 45-degree angle at the 24.5-minute mark. They trail by 1 point. South Belgrave. He's just got to score. The goal, obviously, the intended target. But it is in the arms of Horton. He's kicked 4 goals this season. This is what kids dream of. Horton on his way in. He has hit the poster. He's hit the left hand upright, and it's a behind. And we are 71 apiece at the 25-minute mark on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Extra time. It could be extra time.
Could you ask for a better grand final? They've come from nowhere, Forest Hill. And BWS, Justin Pilcher has the ball.
Extra time. Frosty, get over here. Frosty, we need you.
As Pilcher now, he's got to kick it out of that danger zone, get as much purchase as you can. He kicked it out, nicely picked up there by Sincott on the right boot, snuffed it around the body. It was dangerous. Clark was in there, so too was Brown. He got a little handball away to Stowe. He's got clean skills. A short pass is on Bembo. It was knocked away from him. They've got the ball here. Pincott, handball away. That was okay. Pilcher back to Pincott. The short pass is on. That is a very good kick, and the mark's been taken by Nathan Jamo right across the half back line. Oh, this is hot stuff here. It's a hot footy as the kick goes up towards the Nolte direction. Dusty App's got a little fist on it. At the fall, the ball down there is Jeffries, and he can't quite hold it, get it out, and we'll have a boundary. We'll have a ball up. Far side of the ground out here. 26 minutes gone. It is all level. Umpire throws the ball up. Which way will this bounce? Going in after it there was Kelty. Was over the football. Right on his hammer there was Tom Hallinan, and we'll have another bounce. Far side of the ground out here at Walker Park.
It can't get any better than this, boys. You know, 26 minutes gone and the score's level.
Stoner went up, got the knockdown. The ball bounces up towards the half-forward line. Ferguson goes in there. Drew's out there. Great tackle by Kelty. And we'll have a ball up 60 metres out from the Forest Hill goal line. A quick kick forward. They might just be able to do this. The umpire throws the ball up now. Good knockdown that time by Condor. Pack forms, and we'll have another stoppage. Let's cross to Dan Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Really telling stat here, boys. South Belgrave have had 3 marks inside 50 this quarter, as much as they've had for the whole game.
It's been a 4-goal term as we reach the 27-minute mark. Ball came down for South Belgrave, came out from Condor. He's going to go inside. Good tackle. Lane might be holding the ball. No, play on, and we'll have a ball up.
Gee, that was a great tackle by Cardamone. He should have been rewarded. Yeah. He should have been rewarded.
It's how you set up, man. So critical how they set up at these last couple of stoppages.
Condor got a massive knockdown straight into the arms of O'Neill. Couldn't quite trap it. Nasty tackle by Tim Olorenshaw has given away a free kick.
Odomat's got it.
Leodomat on the left boot. He's going for the long option. Why wouldn't you? Lucas Appleby stand up and take the mark at the fall of the ball. Taylor, he was brutally brought down in a tackle by Mark Sheldon. Still inside the centre square. Diving on the football is David Black for Forest Hill. We'll have another bounce just inside the centre square here at Walker Park. There's a siren. It's a draw. Unbelievable scenes out here today at Mitcham. You would not believe it. We are set for extra time, gentlemen. Fantastic game. Unbelievable scenes out Belgrave during that last term. You thought they had it. They've been peppering the goals. They had the first 8 scoring shots on the board. They just couldn't find the big sticks often enough. Enter the man, Nathan Jamo. In 2 minutes, in a matter of kicks, he kicks 2 goals on the board and scores a level at the end of full time.
So I believe the case here, boys, that the coach is not allowed out onto the ground. Is that how it works?
Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care to Gav Casey.
Yeah, definitely not allowed on the ground. No one's allowed on the ground. Just the players into a huddle. The operations manager for the EFL has actually gone to the South Belgrave coach just to explain what's going on.
So it is 5 minutes apiece either end, Gav?
Yep, that's right, and they need to get it on as soon as possible. Really, they don't want to stop the game for longer than half a minute. It's just... I think they change ends first, is that right, or they just stay the same ends?
No, I think they'll change ends and they'll change again after the 5 minutes. So the umpires have signalled that the scores are correct, so we definitely do have extra time. The game has ended after full time at South Belgrave 9-17-71, Forest Hill 11-5-71. The team's dispersed.
The game's going to be starting in about 20 seconds. The players are getting straight into position.
Geez, it just shows the fine line. Horton has that shot at the 26-minute mark and hits the post. You know,
Unbelievable scenes out here at Mitcham. Sides will line up at the same end that they kicked to in that last quarter, and after 5 minutes plus time on, they will switch ends.
Do the legs come into it, or does the mind sort of beat the physicality here and you just keep going for the last 10 minutes?
I think now everyone's had their rest in a sense. Do you know what I mean? Now it's purely adrenaline now. You've just got to do everything to get the footy. Again, it's about getting clear, and the game had started to open up. But geez, twice in 3 years we've been in this position, gentlemen.
Local footy doesn't get any better than this afternoon. It's 71 apiece. The umpire's just waiting for, I think, a couple of people to clear the ground, and we're going to get underway. 5 minutes aside, and it'll be South, just trying to see which side will be kicking to which side will be, South Belgrave kicking to the left off screen. It's back in the centre. They'll get the first clearance.
Odobat's in the middle.
Ball goes inside 50, good kick. He got Appleby, flies through his hands, couldn't take it. Going to have to be clean here. It's a handball to no one. It's going to sit South Belgrave. It's going to come out to Horton. Has a snap. It's to the right-hand side. It's off to one side. So South Belgrave, they take the lead. They are 9-8-72. Forest Hill 11-5-71. Bendigo.
Unbelievable scenes out here today at Walker Park. It'll be Justin Pilchos. He's done so all afternoon to bring the ball back in, and Belgrave have kicked 18 behinds, and he's been pretty clean in each of his disposals outside of the goal square. So Pilcher, he'll aim for the grandstand side. He kicks it up towards the Breton St Cotta direction. He couldn't quite take it on the first bite over the boundary line. It goes. Nice spoil there by Jared Drew. Right in front of the grandstand here. Which way is it going to go, Ray Baird?
I'm going to pick Forest Hill from here. I do think they got the legs.
Higher, throws it in now. Zal at the front spot, knocked it straight into the arms of Brown. He's racked up by Kelty in a tackle. Kelty's really stood up in this second half. Covered a lot of ground and laid a lot of tackles. Umpire throws the ball out. Speaker the Devil. Kelty got the little handball away. That was okay. The ball scoots out towards the direction of Hallinan. He's classy. He can break 2 tackles. He kicks it to the top of the goal square. It is an Appleby situation, and he pulls in the mark. He's an absolute superstar. When you need someone to stand up, the umpire said it wasn't paid the crack up. Believe it, Bembo goes in after it. He's rushed over the boundary line by McPherson, and we'll have a boundary throwing 20 metres out from the South Belgrave goals.
The umpire was in the perfect position then to call play on. I agree with him totally.
Ball hit the deck as the umpire throws it in now. At the fall, the ball is nicely picked up and scrambled towards the Appleby direction. Bouncing football. Woodward will be happy to see that go through for one behind, but South Belgrave at the 1.5 minute mark of extra time in the first quarter of extra time. It's out to a 2-point lead to the Saints. Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care to Gav Casey.
Just a clarification, if they're level after 2 5-minute halves, there will be no siren. If they're level, it'll be next score wins.
Thank you there. Justin Pilcher was the man who brought it back in. It's on the half-forward flank. Comes out there to Bacons. He got wrapped up, had to get it away quickly, close to the boundary line. In there at the big ruckman, Zal. He sees it over. And we've played 2 minutes 15 in the first 5 minutes of extra time.
Again, South Belgrave have gone inside 50 3 times already. They've got to get it on that scoreboard. They've got to kick the goal.
Came over the top of Zal there with Stoneham. Brought it to ground, but no clean possession out of there. Another ball up.
So, Andrew, once you get 1 point on the board, really, the extra points don't really count, do they? You need a goal.
You need the goal.
Couple of players cramping out there at the moment. Looks to be Horton on the ground trying to stretch it out, struggling. So we'll probably see that as it progresses. Pushing the back, free kick will go the way of Forest Hill. Was definitely there, and it's in the arms of Mark's shoulders. Now, he does have a bit of running, which is surprising considering how much of a struggle. He's going to go long. I think Jamo is the man he's looking for. It's gone out the back, almost taken on the man on the ground there. O'Neill, in fact, was on the ground, almost got a hand on it. Still on, pretty much on true centre wing, and umpire will ball it up once more.
I guarantee, boys, not one person has left the ground today. What a great grand final.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
Thrown up. South Belgrave by 2 points. 3.5 played. We got a holding the ball, free kick. Great tackle late. Forest still aren't going to muck around. Going to go high. A couple of players under it. Staying down is Jamo. Great mark. Should have been paid to O'Neill. Wasn't. What are they going to do? They're under pressure. Handball came out. Trying to get there was Wensley. He tried to kick it out of midair. Didn't work. They've got a mark. It's got to be 25. Ran over the mark.
No, it wasn't a beta mark. It was a free kick.
Shoulders has got it. Handballs off. Gives it to Kelty. He'll boost it long. 30 out from goal. Comes to ground, no one can get clean possession. Kick will come out. Drew's got it, and he can clear for South Belgrave.
And Drew has a man out on the wing position in Zonneberger. The kick went towards the Odermatt direction. Bounced favourably for Abba-Jabba. Inside forward 50. Abba-Jabba goes. Who's going to stand strong in front? Mark taken by Bacons. Well, you wanted him to stand upright, man, and the big man's taken a mark. 35 metres out from goal, and he can increase this lead for South Belgrave out to 8 points.
And he's only taken 4.5 quarters to do it, boys.
Alex Bacon, he's kicked 2 goals this afternoon. What a kick coming up now. We've gone 4.5 minutes in extra time. You can hear the crowd giving him the Bronx cheers. Alex Bacon, he's kicked so many of these over his career, and that is a very satisfying one. South Belgrave go ahead by 8 points in extra time out here at Walker Park. We've gone almost 5 minutes now, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard it is the Saints 10-19 79, Forest Hill 11-5 71. Let's cross down boundary side to Andy Palacci thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
It's absolute pandemonium down here, guys. The crowd is really getting into it, and just to update you on an injury factor, I've got Sam Brown who's hobbled off the ground here. Looks like he's got an injury towards the back of the knee.
So back in the centre, we've just hit over 5 minutes. Of course, it's 5 minutes of not just 5 minutes, but 5 minutes of a stoppage time as well. So it's back in the centre, in the arms of Clark. He did well. Broke the tackle. He's got a man out the back in Sinconnor. He can boost it long. He's got Cardamone on a lead. He's being held. He might get the free. No. Good decision. Umpires let it go all quarter. Why not again? It's going to come to Cicluna. Tucked in against the pocket. We got a free kick.
Downfield.
In the back. Is it? Yes, it is downfield. In the goal square. And Jamo will get it, and he will bring it back to a 2-point margin.
Cardamone it is.
Cardamone has got it. He's kicked 3 today, and this will be his chance to kick his 19th of this final series. He's still got to go back and kick it, but it's a slight angle from 10 metres. We'll bring it back to 2 points on the cusp of half-time in extra time. Cardamone for his 4th. He bangs it through. No worries. And, well, when they seem gone, Forest Hill, they find a way back. Jamo in the last quarter. And in the fourth quarter, and now in extra time, Cardamone's done it with his 4th.
Boy, you couldn't write a better script, boys, could you? You could not write a better script than what we've seen here today.
They keep finding a way, Forest Hill. But it always appears like South Belgrave's inching away from them. They get some sort of ascendancy, and they find a way forward again.
Well, it was a very quick answer. That's the big advantage in the Forest Hill favour. South Belgrave got that goal, and then straight away they've answered.
6.5 minutes gone in the first half of extra time as the ball makes his way back into the middle of Walker Park. The umpire throws the ball off now. It was nicely knocked out there by Stone, and they get the clearance. Forest Hill inside forward 50 through St. Connor, who's going to get the front spot. There's the half-time siren. for extra time. So just as the ball landed deep in the Forest Hill forward line, it was a mark to South Belgrave, so they would have cleared it. But that was a fantastic 6.5, 7 minutes of extra time, gentlemen. This game is still anyone's up for grabs.
Sincotta had a couple of really good clearances towards the end. He started that extra time period on the bench, but he came on and got 2 or 3 nice long kicks. Sorry, Ray.
Look, we saw 4 great pressure, fast play on football, and we've seen an extra 6 minutes of us as well. Look, they just not have slowed down. And look, the credit must go to these players. They are absolutely exhausted, and they just threw everything into that 6 minutes.
Dan Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap, the important stats of this last quarter, mate. Which way they're going?
Yeah, certainly all even here on the stat sheet. In extra time just then, it was 3 centre clearances apiece, 3 hit-outs to 5, but Forest Hill dominated the free kicks 4-0.
It's going to hurt whoever loses this one. Both teams have been exceptional all afternoon. It's been a great contest of EFL footy. We're just waiting for the umpires again. They still have to confer and make sure the scores are correct. All the players are in position, but they're going to have to wait a little bit longer. This is the first change that South Belgrave have led at all day. They were down pretty much comfortably until the final turn when they managed to even it all up. 71-all was the score at the end of full time. It is now South Belgrave 10-19 79, Forest Hill 12-5 77. They were here last year. South Belgrave, they couldn't get it done in 4 quarters of football. I'd tell you what, it'd be heartbreaking for them if they couldn't get it done in effectively 6 quarters. But well, Forest Hill, they haven't won one since 1984.
What a spectacle the game has been today. A fantastic promotion for the Eastern Football League, and even what high standard Division 4 football can be, Andrew, too.
Oh, absolutely. It's wonderful footy, and I think people have got to start to realise, the old example of, 4th Division's Biff and all the rest, there's nothing of the sort. This has been a terrific game.
And all year, boys, we've talked about the evenness of Division 3. Well, today's shown us that there's evenness in Division 4 as well.
5 to 10 minutes to go. Braden Ingram, take us away.
Nolte and Zal are in the ruck. The crowd are just up and about. Zal won it down, but Forest Hill, they're going to get the first inside 50. You'd think it's a bouncing footy, and it's going to work for them. Almost slipping over. They're going to get it inside through Jamal. Got around a couple. Going to go high. They got men back. It's by the ground. Out the back. Are they in front? No, off the boot. Couldn't kick it. There was Pincott, and we've got a ball up. He missed his foot almost. He had a chance on the left to just grubber it through, and he missed it.
It's about 1.5 metres out from the goal line.
Dunstall won't be happy with him.
Ball up, comes out to Apps, got a handball over the top. It'll bounce out of bounds, 15 around from the Forest Hill goal. South Belgrave have a 2-point lead. 40 seconds played, second half of extra time. Who's going to get the clearance? It's crucial now. Bouncing footy, no ruckman got a really clean tap when it came out to Apps, and he got it out to Abba-Jabba, who just banged it high on the boot. There is Bacons. He got cleaned up a little bit by McPherson, but it's seen out of bounds. True centre wing position.
Hasn't McPherson been good today?
Very good. He has been terrific.
Whatever role he's been put in.
Every stoppage is key for South Belgrave. It just eats into the time that Forest Hill have to get the lead. Zal won the tap, but it came down to Dylan Sincotta. He's been sensational. Out the back, Jamal boarded the ground again. Good pressure, good tackle late. Haley got it wrapped up in a tackle by Cardamone. Couldn't do much with it. Cardamone's there laying another one. That's got to be dropping the footy. Umpire happy to let it go, and it comes out to Apps. He's got time. Scrappy kick on the left. Mark taken. They'll just be able to slow it down on the wing, but they won't. South Belgrave. They're going to go long. It's going to bounce out the back, leading the chase. Is Griffiths here for Forest Hill. He's got a bit of time, and he finds Pilcher.
Pilcher takes the mark. Across the half-back line for Forest Hill. You've got to spot up a target. You've got to have people present. He kicks it towards the Nolte direction over the back of the pack. Ferguson came charging through. Got a little handball away nicely done. O'Neill will go after it again. Handball away to Perry. Licks up Drew. Gets a handball backwards. They're putting each other under pressure. Stowe just threw it away to Jeffries. Kick was half smothered. It scoots out now. This is Forest Hill's chance. Might come out towards the Nolte direction. The Saints have the numbers in there. Is David Taylor. He's like a rock of Gibraltar. He holds the ball in. And we've got a bounce in the middle here at Walker Park.
And there's 3 P's missing out of those umpires' whistles at the moment because they are not playing anything.
The umpire throws the ball out now. Zal got the knockdown. That was okay there by Perry. Got a kick up towards the half-forward line. Nicely picked up there by Justin Pilcher. On the right boot, sets the ball down towards Big Laws. And it was a fantastic kick too, and it found the big man. He's about 75 metres out now for Forest Hill. He kicks to Drew, centre half-forward. Jamo's got to be the flyer. Jamo's got to stand strong. It hits the deck. Drew comes in. He's been wrapped up in a tackle. tackled nicely by Michael Cardamone and Nick Pincott, and we've got a bounce only 35 to 40 metres out from the Forest Hill goals. In extra time, double that, and this is the end of this game. Jamo couldn't quite trap it. It comes out towards the Zal direction again. He went in very hard, putting his head over the ball was Ryan Clark, the skipper for Forest Hill. He's wrapped up in a tackle and will have a bounce just inside the centre square, almost centre half forward for Forest Hill.
As Ray said, they're putting the whistles away, and they've got it's just the desperation is incredible right now.
Yeah. Next goal wins. The umpire throws the ball up as it goes out towards the Pincott direction. Kennett sit up for him. Overrunning it there was Drew, picked up there by Ferguson. That was fantastic play. Sends out a searching handball looking for Perry. Chopped off nicely there by Jared Fisher. He kept the ball alive. Kane Jeffries came in to lend some support. Handball on to Hallinan on the left boot. Kicks it up towards centre half forward over the head of Odom and finds the arms of Lucas Appleby. The big man takes the mark. There's only a few moments left. He's going to kick the ball long inside forward 50. He's looking for Sonnenberger. He almost took the mark at the back of the pack. Bouncy football. Sonnenberger might get another chance here. He'll hand it to Bacon, and the Saints go marching in to Division 3 next year. Fantastic goal there by Alex Mason. Bacon, they brought it into football. That's his fourth of the afternoon. You said, where was he, Ray Bear? He's been out there, and he's going to be the hero.
And I also said, take him off for 10 minutes and bring him back, and he'll win you the game.
Fantastic effort there by South Belgrave against all odds. The ball was down in the forward line for Forest Hill. They got it down there and they slammed it
Wasn't
home.
that a great mark by Bacons through the middle of the ground there? He was under enormous pressure. He got it. It was a terrific kick deep. Appleby, terrific kick down.
Cluna's limped off the ground. They haven't actually pushed too many numbers back South Belgrave, but they've probably only got 2 minutes to survive. In the centre of the ground, it's come out towards the far side on the wing. A stoppage would suit them perfectly, but South Belgrave, they've boarded it inside 50. Sitting back is Pilcher. Takes the mark, just got to roll. He just got to go long into the centre of the ground, take every risk possible. He's going to switch. It's not a great kick, but it'll actually work for Nolte. Oh, he's buggered. He just couldn't get his hands to it. Bembo grasped it. Handball inboard. In there's Abba couldn't cleanly grab it. Driving is Griffiths, and we'll have a ball up. We reach 5 minutes in extra time. South Belgrave have it by 8 points.
Bembo got that away. Bembo didn't get it that away.
Yeah. And the umpires called time off. I think Odomat is down on his haunches. Looks to be struggling.
I think he's got leather poisoning, boy, from getting that much of the ball today.
Oh, this is one of the stories of the year, isn't it? What a fantastic game. They set the stage. It is South Belgrave leading this one with only a minute or so left, Braden Ingram.
Condor brought it down. What a sensational game. Ball comes out to Hallinan, has a bounce on our forward, just eating up some time. He's got this man, and this man is Lucas Appleby. He takes the mark. And well, he deserves to have it in his hands. He is an absolute stalwart of this club. Appleby will go back as we tick into 6 minutes of extra time, the second half of extra time. And
I'd
siren
love
won't
if we
even
could
sound.
measure individuals, but Hallinan, I think, to my measure, since this extra time, has had 3 inside 50s alone. Really important.
They know it's over now. He will go back, Appleby, kick from 45. And well, they can just enjoy it now, South Belgrave. They lead by 8. On his way in, Lucas Appleby lines up, and it is 8 behind. It's hit the right hand upright, so that they can enjoy it now. South Belgrave on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard in a cracking Choose Tap Division 4 Grand Final. It's taken extra time. They are 11-20-86, leading Forest Hill 12-5-77.
There is only one way to go, and that is straight down the guts. Jamo was a target. Big fly over the back, and ripper mark taken by Tommy Hallinan, and he might just hold this ball off. Inside the centre square, and there's the siren. South Belgrave have started it. Have a look at the celebration. Pat streaming onto the ground. Coach Dean Burnell, he grabs David Taylor, and what a fantastic effort it was by the club to get themselves up for today, to answer the challenges, to go into extra time, and now they're playing Division 3 football. What a game, Andrew, too.
Oh, look, and that's the thing, in extra time there, they've gone out and kicked 2-3 to the 1 goal from Forest Hill, so they dominated the game in extra time. But it wasn't without fight. Forest Hill did push there for the period, but like we said, Hallinan came to the fore at the end. Abba got kicks, Odomat across there. Appleby twice, some big marks by Appleby, and of course Bacons. And as Ray said, Ray was right. Bacons has gone off the ground there at the start of the fourth quarter of the game. Come on and kick 2 goals.
Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care, because Andy Paolacci is with a very happy senior premiership coach of South Belgrave, Dean Burnell.
Dean Burnell, congratulations. You are the Division 4 Choose Tap Premiers for 2013. How does it feel?
Oh, gee whiz, I'm normally pretty calm, but oh boy, got a way to win it. What a way to win it. Plenty of character.
You were really challenged there for 4 quarters. In fact, for the whole game, including extra time. What did it take? What kind of effort did it take for your boys to get up to that?
Oh, just a lot of courage, a lot of belief. You know, they stuck to what we're good at. You know, and just we finally went 1 for 1 and manned them up. And gee, they were tough. They were tough.
And the redemption from last year, players like Lee Odermatt, Lucas Appleby, Alex Bacon standing up when it mattered. What does it mean to you?
Oh, look, it's my little boy. It's a lot of hard work, you know.
Let him go and enjoy it, Andy.
Go for it, mate. Go for it. Fantastic effort, Dean.
Peter Baird there?
No, he's not.
Yeah, he'll be listening. Congratulations, Dean. Go and enjoy the celebrations, mate.
Congratulations.
Fantastic stuff. A very happy man, and why wouldn't you be? What a game of football.
Oh yeah, look, that was wonderful. And that last, not just that extra time, but that 5 or 10 minutes before that, there was people throwing at all stops. We had Jamu giving that cameo in that last 5 or 6 minutes of the fourth quarter there. Like we said, Odermatt's last quarter, Halloran's last quarter, Taylor, Brown had pushed until he went off injured. Cincotta was terrific for Forest Hill. Pilcher in defence there there was no one you could give it. Condor was a mountain in the ruck today.
He gave them that many hit-outs, didn't he? Yeah.
Amazing scenes out here at Walker Park. The crowd has streamed onto the ground. I dare say it'll be a while before we hit this presentation because they are lapping it up, the Saints.
They cut a desolate figure, the Forest Hill team. They've gathered in the centre of the ground. I tell you what, you've got to feel for them because they jump Kirby all day.
I think that's right, Ben. It goes beyond being brave. You know, brave and but gallant means you've kept coming. And they did. They just kept coming. They weren't taking no. You know, imagine if Pincott had got that goal through at the start of the extra time, or the second part of extra time there. You know, it could have been different. You know, and that's no disrespect to him because he was terrific today.
And I like the work of Ash Nolty. For a while there, he was put down into the forward position, but when he was up where the ball was, he was certainly very good for them. And of course, Cardamone, he snuck in for 4 goals again. He is a class.
Yeah, well, there you go. You watch Cardamone, you say, did this player have a terrific game? Well, probably not, but he keeps kicking goals, and that's his job.
And the other guy I like, Wensley, although Odermatt was probably, in my opinion, the best player on the ground, but Wensley, he was very serviceable playing on Odermatt. It was just that the class of Odermatt, look, he run Wensley all over the ground, but Wensley stuck to his job, and he was a great defender.
Yeah, Wensley and Ollerenshaw jumped in there to support him as well on Odermatt. But again, Odermatt kept getting the balls pulled. Like we said, he mightn't have been accurate today. He might have been the John Hendry of back for Hawthorn years ago. He kicked 2-8 in the grand final. He's in a similar ballpark, but he's had 8 shots at goal in a grand final.
He did a lot more though.
He did.
Shots.
The way he had the ball. Yeah, the way he worked up the ground. He took strong marks. He gave them someone to give them a bit of hope.
Well, read out those major goal kickers for this afternoon, Braden Ingram.
Yeah, indeed. Well, for Forest Hill, Michael Cardamone, he kicked 4. He kicked 19 in the finals. He was sensational across this entire finals series. Jamo, he also kicked 4. He was pretty special up forward for them today. Ash Nolty kicked 2 and singles to Brenton Cincotta and Todd Berger. And for the South Belgrave side, well, Alex Bacon, he stood up, especially in that final term. He kicked 4 and doubles to Lee Odermatt, who we mentioned, who was outstanding all day. Lucas Appleby kicked 2, singles to Kim Abajaba, Matt Lizza and Alex Bambo. And I'll run through the scores at each of the changes because they're pretty exceptional. At quarter time, it was Forest Hill 4-2-26. South Belgrave 1-3-9. The 13-point lead to Forest Hill at half-time. 51 played 38. Then it was a big third quarter from South Belgrave. 7-10-52. They still trailed Forest Hill 9-5-59. And then that final term, South Belgrave, it ended 9-17-71 to Forest Hill 11-5-71. At the first change in extra time, it was South Belgrave 10-9-79. And Forest Hill 12-5-77, and the game ended Forest Hill unable to score in that last period of extra time. They were 12-5-77, South Belgrave 11-10-86.
It's been a long time coming for the South Belgrave Football Club, and they've been knocking on the door of going up divisions for a number of years now, and everybody will be no doubt so proud of the playing group, the work that Nick Cox did to put this list together a number of years ago, and then just the creativeness of Dean Burnell, who was a fantastic player in his own right as well. He probably would have loved to have been out there himself, but he's done a fantastic job to keep this playing group playing good football every single week of the season, Toopy.
Look, that would have been easy for them, given even a three-quarter time, to go, geez, are we going to be able to do it? But as Dean said when we heard him speak as he was coming off there at three-quarter time, we're going to do it. And because we spoke before the game, when coaches believe in their players to this degree, that's when they give you that bit extra. And blokes were giving that bit extra at the end of the game. There were some great individual efforts.
And having said that, I also thought that Brett Shoulders would have been telling his guys that, we believe we can win this game too. Because they were never out of the game at any point during the day.
I think this sort of result to be, it can go one of two ways. Take it in your stride and you just build next year, or it sort of decimates you. I mean, where do you think this sits for Forest Hill?
Oh no, I think Forest Hill's got to see it how their season's built from the halfway mark. You know, they were outside the final five, and then they've come home.
What it's done for Forest Hill now is they can go out and recruit players and say, well, look, we were beaten in a grand final in extra time now. Now that gives you, players are looking for a club. You know, that's the sort of club you want to go to.
Yeah, look, and as Ben said, straight after the end of the call of the game, they were incredibly gallant. They weren't giving it away at all, and they had their chances. But the thing was, they didn't lose their composure. Even at the end there, every one of those last couple of moves that South Belgrave made to score were done under enormous pressure. There were no easy ones given away at all.
It must be heartbreaking for the Forest Hill Football Club to go down in extra time. It had been such a long time before they'd even played in a grand final, dating all the way back to 1993. And we're almost about ready to go through the premiership medallions and celebrations. Of course, we'll go through each of the winning players and talk about their game for this afternoon. But I dare say it's going to still take a little while for them to make their way over to the dais, because there's a good 500 people over at that Saints huddle at the moment.
No doubt there is. But look, Forest Hill, they look back on their seasons. Now, their reserves have won the premiership. They've just been pipped in a grand final. Look, there's a lot of positives coming out, particularly the second half of the season.
Yeah, a lot of time when grand finals are lost in these circumstances, we do focus on the loser and we say, oh, they've been triggered. And they were, though. The thing was, there was nothing fluky about that effort today. They've shown adaptability over this finals campaign. They've been able to have something different for each of their opponents. So, again, came home brilliantly.
What stood out to me, Toby, was they had their backs against the wall pretty much the entire game. They led, but the thing was, the ball wasn't in their half for the majority of the game. I mean, we'll grab some stats from Dan Campbell, I think, a little bit later on.
I think we should cross down to Dan Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Stats, who's done a fantastic job putting it all on paper.
Yeah, we certainly speak about how Forest Hill were gallant today, and they certainly were, especially in that extra time. In the first half of extra time, they had 3 inside 50s to South Belgrave's 3 inside 50s, but it was the second half of extra time. I think Tupi just mentioned they had their chances. They had 4 inside 50s in that second half of extra time to South Belgrave's 3, so they certainly weren't without their chances. But it was the hitouts where South Belgrave dominated the whole day. 86 hitouts to Forest Hill's 30 in the ruck today, so that's massive for the Saints today. But look, free kicks dominated by Forest Hill today, 34-19, and the marks inside 50 is another interesting one. South Belgrave had 2 marks inside 50, 1 in each half of the extra time, which seemed to tell the difference in the end.
Fantastic stuff by Dan Campbell today on the Choose Tap Stats. To see Peter Moody out there, the famous horse trainer. He was very quick to give Dean Burnell a hug straight after the siren. So there's a lot of fans who put in a lot of hard work, and a lot of hard earned as well into the South Belgrave Football Club. So there'll be a lot of satisfied souls going to bed tonight.
No doubt, and just so that, of course, there was another game today, BWS. It was the Division 1 preliminary final, which is, I'm sure people want to hear the score of that one. So in that one, it was Noble Park 18-13, 121, defeating Vermont 14-6, 90. Meaning next week at Bayswater Oval, it will be a Baldwin and Noble Park grand final. You'll hear Peter Baird's report after the game, so make sure you listen to this one. But I look forward to going through each of the players. And I was just saying before, they're getting to their backs against the wall too. But the thing was, 31 scoring shots to 17, and I think that's where you say that, we often say that a side is gallant, but they truly were today, because they didn't have the inside 50s. They got killed in the hit outs, and yet they found a way to be up at
they were desperate and efficient, and their forwards, they haven't got the sort of big forwards that you got like an Appleby and a Bacons. They've got a lighter frame tall forward up there, and all those guys delivered. Nolte, Jamu in that first quarter was terrific initially, and then in that fourth quarter, Cardamom, we've all spoken about what he's done today. Like, they kicked goals, that they made the most of their opportunities. I thought Little Cincotta 17
One
was
thing
wonderful.
is for sure, that when good sides are challenged, good sides answer, and that is exactly what happened out here.
There's no doubt about that. But just on those hit-outs, the dominance of South Belgrave. But look, in my opinion, I don't know whether you guys are going to agree, but I thought that Forest Hill would won the clearances myself. Only just. There wasn't a lot.
I think they were better structured around the clearances. But again, what we saw at the end was the likes of Hallinan and Taylor getting their hands on the footy until Brown went off. His desperation in the third quarter was really important to them. So they started to get better, and they had nice clearing kicks at the end.
Let's cross down to Ben Waterworth.
Football Club premiers for season 2013. Commiserations to the Forest Hill Footy Club on a tremendous game of football, a ripping game to watch, and a magnificent back end of the season, a great finals campaign. Commiserations to the Forest Hill Footy Club.
Very well done.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Ribbon Medal today is awarded to the best player on the ground. Of course, the Eastern Football League partnering with the Victoria Police Blue Ribbon Foundation, who honour the Victoria Police men and women who have lost their lives in the line of duty. And the winner of the best on-ground Blue Ribbon Medal from South Belgrave, number 22, Lee Odermatt.
Oh, and a very worthy winner and a very popular winner too, Lee Odermatt. First year at the South Belgrave Football Club. It's his third premiership as a senior player, and hats go off to him for taking out the Blue Ribbon Medal today.
And I don't think there'd be anybody who would have disagreed with that. He was outstanding.
We spoke before the game about what X factors were for clubs and
now,
Lee's given them that
for
this
the
year.
premiership medallion, starting with number 1, Jared Drew.
I thought he was fantastic today, Jared Drew. He was solid as a rock.
He was, after Odermatt, probably the most consistent performer today.
Dean Burnell getting a little bit excited, was just about to pop up and still drew his medallion there. Great stuff.
Number 2, John Horton.
Horton probably got beaten by Black by a fair bit today, but at the end of the fourth
Number
quarter, in
3,
time on, was
David
doing the
Taylor.
scoring.
Hard nut, David Taylor.
Taylor was good. Taylor was good.
He in that second half really worked hard and some good clearing kicks.
Yeah,
number 4, Tom Hallinan.
What a silky player this guy is. He's got composure under pressure. He's just fantastic.
I think he showed us how good he was at the end.
Number
of the
4,
game.
Tom Hallinan.
He's probably celebrating somewhere.
Here he comes up now. A little bit sore. He put in a lot of yardage this afternoon.
Number 5, Alex Bacons.
Fantastic game by Alex Bacons. He finished the day with 4 goals and the sealer. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's interesting then there was sort of Bacon's game today. I reckon he barely had a touch outside those 4
goals.
4 goals is important. 4 goals, 4 goals. Yes, absolutely.
Especially in a tight game.
Number 7, Eamon Perry.
I thought Perry today, he was really good. He probably wasn't as noticeable as some of the other players, but I really liked for his work just around the ball.
He had to keep going.
Number 13, Dustin Apps.
One of the best fisters away of the ball in the competition, Dusty Apps, and he created a lot of spoils today. He puts his body on the line always.
He had his work cut out and he kept coming, which was really important to his side.
Number 14, Brad Condor.
Yeah. 86 tap out says it all, doesn't it? It's a lot of work. He didn't do it all, but he was doing a lot of that work when he's not a ruckman all the time.
Number 15, Nick Stowe.
I tell you what, he was absolutely super today, Nick Stowe. Maybe a little bit clumsy at different times, but he got a lot of possessions and he always gets in and under. I love the way he played
even
the
when
game.
he gets caught.
Number 17, Kim Abajaba.
Lot of touches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lot of touches.
I thought he was good.
Yeah, he was.
He was good, but as Andrew said, his disposal let him down at times. But he was very good. He had a lot of the ball.
He had a lot of clearing kicks out of the back half. Very important.
It had probably reasonable says probably had the most possessions for South Belgrave.
Number 18, Todd Burley.
When you talk about cool cucumbers, this guy really fits that mark.
His third quarter was really important to his side today. In that third quarter, very good.
Number 19, Braden Zal.
Well, didn't they work beautifully, him and Condor today in the ruck? They absolutely dominated all over the ground. He was good.
Number 22 and the blue ribbon medalist, Lee Odermatt.
Nothing like taking home 2 medals for an afternoon.
And the start of that third quarter, when he was absolutely running kilometres around that ground to get a touch, he was showing people the way, and that was what was important.
Number 23, Lucas Appleby.
Well, he's just a favourite son of the South Belgrave Football Club, isn't he? Will he continue and go on for another year? We hope so, because we love watching him. He's fit as a fiddle, the fittest he's been in years.
I'll tell you one thing for sure. He
Number
won't do a
28,
pre-season.
Mark Haley.
Yeah, look, He was on Cardamone and Cardamane's kicked 4, but this bloke just keeps going.
Yeah,
he's
he did
great.
all right.
He's great.
I was going to say hats off, but he just put it back on.
Number 32, Sam Brown.
I thought he was really good. I thought he was really good.
Yeah,
he was probably the best of their on-ballers for the first half. So, he's happy for it too.
Number 35, Matthew Lizard.
He was played off the bench today, but when he came on, he was given a particular task to do, and he runs really hard.
And he kicked that goal in the third quarter to get things going.
Number 39, Alex Benbow.
I think we all expected Benbow to be a little bit more prominent today, but he still kicked a goal in a low-scoring game.
He contests.
He did, and he was under enormous pressure. And what was good was, like we said, that touch he got here when they were away before
Number
the
40,
game was
Aaron Sonberger.
What a great first half, too.
Yeah, geez, he led, and he was clearly their target for a long time in the game.
He was.
And for a young fellow, great effort from a young guy. Really, really good
in
effort.
that first
Number
half,
42, Kane Jeffries.
Such an important cog to that.
Composed. Yeah, just composed when he got out there.
Number 44, Harry O'Neill.
Great first half by O'Neill, I thought. He's got a lot of possessions, especially in the first term across that back line when Forest Hill were coming, and he was one of the better players for them in that
And he
early
was,
part
and
of
he
the game.
kept going. He's like Kim. He probably could have
The
used it a little
trainer,
bit better,
Leah Pyle.
he kept going. Oh, great.
We go through the trainers, who also do a fantastic job throughout the season. Up on the dice,
runner,
but they
Phil
deserve it.
Costa.
Hard job being a runner, Toopy.
Yeah. It's not something I'd want to be doing.
I wonder how his eardrums have
Team
been after
manager,
today.
Brian Davies.
I reckon Dean might have been nice and calm and composed, but I'm sure he got a little bit excited at some points.
Team managers do such a great job to make sure everything goes
The
smoothly.
selector, Dave Carden.
Tough job coming into this game today, of course, with the reserves and the seniors playing in a grand final.
And look, he's done a great job for both Nick now and for Dean. Yeah, he's very well respected.
Premiership captain, number 46, Brock Ferguson.
He had his hands full at the start today. He had his hands full, but look, great warrior.
Came back on with the head taped and really stood up to the challenge.
Premiership coach, Dean Burnell.
Well, he was certainly up and about early this morning. I'm sure he lost a few years off his life in the latter parts of that game, but hats off to Dean Burnell.
Just ask Dean to say a few
Fantastic.
words.
Here he is.
Serious? Serious. Firstly, Forest Hill, that was amazing. We stood there last year and we were great, mate. Your crew was enormous today, and full credit to your club, your reserves, and your seniors. I've got no doubt you'll be standing here next year. I know it's hard to swallow right now, but it's all worth it the year after. So congratulations. I know it's hard, but well done. Congratulations. And to our club, I shouldn't really call it a club. I call it a community.
And it is.
Up
the mountain.
But welcome to the club with open arms 2 years ago, and would never have dreamt of standing here being a premiership coach, but it's as sweet can be. And like I said, you've got to lose one to win one. And we lost it last year, and gee whiz. I don't normally get nervous. What were you doing? Give me a heart attack. And I tell you what, it's all the more sweeter for the guys who played in their first one. Well done. To our club and our supporters. Stuffer, get around him. But to our club and our supporters, congratulations. And we'll take the cup home tonight and we'll celebrate hard.
I now ask Paul Payne to present the Premiership Cup to South Belgrave Premiers for 2013.
Here they go.
It amazes me how that stage just doesn't collapse sometimes.
They've reinvested this one's quite nice. We've been scared in previous seasons. Should make some great memorabilia of those photos. The flag out, the cups out, everybody involved. Big smiles on the faces, and no doubt some big celebrations to come.
Oh, look, everyone would have, most of us predicted South Belgrave to win the premiership from halfway through the season, but nobody predicted the margin and what we've seen today. And just as the Forest Hill boys are leaving the ground there, boys, look, their supporters are clapping them. They were fantastic. They really were, Andrew.
Well, as you said, Ray, hopefully for Forest Hill's sake, this is the start of some impetus for them, not just on the field, but everyone coming to the Forest Hill community to support them, because they've certainly, for whoever supports Forest Hill today, your side was wonderful. They were really, really good. They were so desperate, so efficient, but at the end, South Belgrave just kept coming. They just kept coming, and they've come over.
Well, South Belgrave fans won't be sick of hearing this.
No, that's right.
It's actually really good coaching by Dean too, to pick up on what you said before, Ben, with Bacon's playing really well. Yeah, you're right, 4 goals is 4 goals in the grand final. But Ray, conversely, you were right there at three-quarter time. They had to get something extra out of him to give him that rest and to come back on there. And the minute you had Odermatt, Bacons and Appleby all within 30 metres of goals, when it was desperate at the end, it just made the difference.
I just felt that when he was on the ground for the first 3 quarters, he wasn't doing anything. He kicked a couple of goals, but he wasn't doing anything. And I just felt that he's the sort of guy that can turn a game. You go and sit him on the bench for 10 minutes, let him watch and get the tempo of the game, and you put him back on. Sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't.
I think it was a game where there really wasn't any momentum. And I mean, that's weird to say in football, but I mean, you see South Belgrave in the last 5 minutes